And we will go. We will commence another session of this campaign, which has been 5 fucking months since we last played.
Oh, yeah.
So, let me do a complete summary of the campaign so far. So, most of you began on the Isle of Palma Flora. That was Red, Granny Shiny Wax at the time, and Tank and his faithful companion Hank. You were relaxing in a vacation-esque environment before you and its citizens were attacked by dreaded sea devils, otherwise known as the Sahaguin. They not only attacked and killed many of the citizens from Palmaflora, but they also caused this awful earthquake that caused the isle to sink into the very ocean itself, which forced you to flee and unfortunately lost some people along the way, including Granny Shinywax, although she was temporarily brought back through some kind of eldritch deep power.
Oh.
In your desperation, some of you unknowingly took aboard the ship of a pirate crew of the Revelry, a set of pirates who patrol the waters off of the Menagerie coast of Wildmount. However, some of you were already quite privy to this arrangement, you particular Red, who was part of their crew, or perhaps even secretly on board already in the case of Kieran's new character, Alfwin. The ship you became part of the crew of was known as the Wave Chaser and is captained by a Tabaxi pirate captain known as Three Earrings, a mysterious and driven person to have as your leader. She took each of you into her crew, and she explained that the leader of the Sahaguin had a powerful artifact that they used to sink the isle, and that she and the rest of the crew should return to the sunken isle to retake the artifact and to get revenge on the awful sea devils. There are a number of people and companions you met on this sting, including Earrings. You met Dilyu, the sea elf who had a grudge against the sea devils themselves. You met Heidi Axebeard, the first mate, who quite quiet but commanding figure. You met Kajori, who was the ship's navigator, who was quite sort of friendly and good-spirited. You met Boearth, who was a human arm wrestling machine, and you also met a half-orc named Darjarkle. With this crew, you began visiting some of the surrounding isles to gather equipment and to make preparations to dive deep into the oceans below, and then eventually you returned to the isle where you encountered awful half-shark, half-men type creatures accompanying the Sahaguin. The captain, though, she led you into the depths below, and after a long and difficult battle, you defeated the leader of the Sahaguin and recovered a powerful staff with a single eye atop it. Many allies were lost in the process, including both Darjarkle the half-orc and Boearth the human arm wrestling machine. However, a few allies were returned to you. Tank made contact with his faithful ally Hank, who was corrupted by the staff and some kind of sea entity that also corrupted Granny Shinywax. However, he was broken free through Tank and Hank's special bond. And unfortunately also Red was killed in action beneath the waves. However, a secret was unveiled as her lichen nature took over her, protecting her from almost certain death, revealing her to be a were-tiger.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
You now find yourselves at the start of the session. You are back on board the Wave Chaser. You are soaked and barely alive as the hot sun presses down on you, and both Heidi Axebeard, the first mate, and Kajori, the navigator, have been taking care of you and your ally Dilyu, who survived the journey. Three Earrings, meanwhile, clutches at the staff with a wry grin and a glint in her eye. And that is where we will begin the session. So I will move...
If
so
I remember correctly,
yes.
our assault went very badly and we basically only survived because of Three Earrings, right?
Pretty much, yes. She
kept pushing on, and then everyone was like dying behind us, from what I remember. Okay.
Yeah, so you take that as you will if you think that's good, Captain Hood, or not.
I can't remember. Was Tank down at the end of the thing or not? I can't remember.
No.
Did you see the tiger form?
Well, it's been a while, so I do not quite remember exactly. But let's do some perception checks, because I think as Red is brought back to the surface, she does resume her human form. So I'm going to do some perception checks to see, because you were also quite isolated. Red, I think Alfwyn was the only person who definitely saw Red turn into a were-tiger, as far as I remember. Because I remember, if we look at the combat map, I did archive it, but I can get it back up 1 second. Where is what's it called? Palmaflora. No, that's not it. That's the Bruin. Where is it? Ruined Palmaflora. There it is. Let's delete this one. If I take you to this battle map quickly, you'll see the exact positions where we ended. Hank and Tank have come over, seemingly, so it does look like Tank would have seen. Dilly was unconscious, so he wouldn't have seen. And Three Earrings was quite a way away. So I will do a perception check for Three Earrings to see if she saw what happened to Red. Because this may be a secret that you can keep within the party. So I'm going to say, because she was so distracted by trying to kill this thing, the DC would be a DC of 15. Does that sound fair to you guys?
No.
Yeah.
Let's roll a perception check for her. No, she did not see. So as the three of you begin making your way to the surface, perhaps holding onto Tank and Hank as they begin breaching the surface of the water, you eventually find yourselves being pulled back onto the ship by both Kajori and Heidi Axbeard. Kajori, who knows how to come because he was unconscious from the fight before that. So, as we begin our session, please tell me, with the hot sun beating down on you, how you all react to this situation.
Alfwyn would get on board. She would remove her eye patch and let the water drip out of the socket that's crept in.
I love that so much.
She would rip off her like garments and just starfish on the deck, like drying off basically in the hot sun.
What about you, Red?
Speaking of eye patch, I'm pretty sure Tank got bloody his eye ripped out or something.
He did,
the injury,
yeah. Because I remember that, because you both lost an eye. I definitely remember that. I don't know if you've leveled yourself up, by the way, Hannah.
I've got level 3 stuff on there, so I think so.
Okay.
Not sure if I did the health though.
Yeah, I don't know if you've done the health or Hank or anything like that. If you've got to do anything with him, maybe just look at the PDF for Pugilist while we're playing, and you can figure it out.
Yeah.
What's Red doing as she breaches the surface, Tom?
So she's conscious. How much of it has she been conscious through?
It's a good question. Let's do a Constitution saving throw and see how much you were fully awake for this for. Got a DC in mind?
Okay.
I think you were pretty in and out of it until now.
Mhm.
I think there might have been flashes. but they almost feel like you coming out of a dream.
And right now she is human form.
Yes, she is.
Okay. Then she would look around and take stock, see who's been lost, see Tank's injury and Alfwin splayed out. The fact that Hank's there. I think she'd be a little bit, as is typical for much of what she's done in her life, she would sort of be waiting for others to take the initiative because she she feels unsure of what's happened, but she doesn't want to seem out of the loop. So she's kind of looking around and waiting to see what happens. Like, I think particularly if she sees the captain as being all happy with the staff, she'd be kind of focusing on that. And if her silence went on long enough, she might perk up and focus on that. But otherwise, she's kind of trying to blend in with everyone else's behaviour.
What about you, Tank?
Hank is just holding on to Hank, petting him. Oh man, you don't leave me again, boy. It was a lonely time.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's just hanging out.
Hank's sort of like doing that thing where dogs kind of jump up, but they can't get the full energy to jump up the entire way.
No.
Hank doesn't have a third eye anymore, does he?
He does not, no.
Okay. I'll keep it.
It does seem like whatever connection to whatever deity beneath the waters has been broken, with the bond between Tank and Hank restored. So, as you gather yourselves on deck, the captain, Riley, laying there with the staff in her hands, kind of takes a deep breath and brings herself to her feet. And she sort of shakes some water off of her and kind of clicks her back and stretches out, holding this staff in her hand. And then she kind of raises it into the air and says, "Crew of the Wave Chaser, it is a great and sorrowful day. We have lost many of our crew beneath these waters to the awful sea devils. But we have found something so great that the Plant King himself will be welcoming us home with a grand applause." And she kind of like looks around, and I think Kajori and Dilyu are quite injured, so they kind of give like a weak kind of like, hey. And Heidi's just sort of tending to Kajori and Dilyu. How do each of you react to the sort of performative statement from your captain?
Red would cheer.
Yeah, I think we'd give like a almost not sarcastic, but whatever the other word is. It's like, "Oh, we did it!" Oh, that's it.
Alfwin would just shrug and be like, "When are we getting paid?"
Soon enough, soon enough. Did you actually get paid for it? I cannot remember how much you were meant to be owed.
I have 1 silver piece, so I doubt it.
Yeah, so... It's a very good question. Let me quickly have a look. See what you would have got at the end.
Alfwin is just wearing her underwear and leather armor at this point.
Oh, of course, makes perfect sense. Including tide of reservation. Let's have a look.
Oh, I found it.
Can't see anything specifically about gold, so no gold yet. The captain says, "Gold will come in time, gold will come in time, friends. Now we have this, we have a bargaining chip for the Plant King himself. So, we make haste for home to Docto."
We're gonna get more, crew, seeing as half of him died.
She kind of looks to you, Alpha, and she's like, Good point. Plus I do not know about you, but whilst we have this bargaining chip, the planking is a man of coin, and well, some of you have never been to to Darktow before, have you? The planking, he demands a offering each time we visit our great home away from home. She would basically explain that the planking takes tributes from all the pirates of the Revelry every time they return to Darktow, and he'll essentially take half your gold, no matter what it is.
The boat's gold or
Your
everyone's gold?
individual's gold.
Get 5 copper pieces then.
But also, if you return without a significant amount of gold, or like with like at least a decent offering, it's not going to look good upon you. Furthermore, she would explain that she would explain to the newcomers who have not been to Darktow before, it's not a good idea to try and hide any gold from the Plank King because of a specific individual that she would... I think, Reg, have you been to Darktow before? I believe you have, if I'm not mistaken.
Been part of her crew, so
I think you would have at least gone once to Darktow. You in particular would be familiar with a character called Blind Pierre, who is the dockkeeper, a blind Aarakocra, who is unusually perceptive, perhaps magically so, you might suspect. And it's almost impossible to hide coins because of this figure from the Plank King. He is the one who takes the tributes, and or he's the one who sort of makes sure you've got the tributes to give to the Plank King. And if there's any tributes being hidden, he will find it. No one knows how he does it, because obviously he is blind. But yes, it's quite unnerving, this figure who can find every coin hidden from sight, unless you're particularly good at hiding stuff. As a result, as Free Earrings explains this, she says, now we have this road, though we have a bargaining chip, but I think it is a good idea that we rest up and perhaps we earn some extra gold and we get some more crew, as Miss Alfwin suggested. So I say we head to Broken Bank. And you look around as she, Kajori and Heidi just kind of look at her like, really? And sort of Heidi says, Captain, are you sure there's plenty of Zalezo in Broken Bank? They're pretty
What
much...
is a Zalezo?
Zalezo, Alpha, you would know, is basically like the police force of the is it the Clovis Concord? I can't remember the name now. Am I going crazy? The Clovis Concord, yeah, which are basically the faction, the nation of the Menagerie Coast. They're like a democratic nation.
Okay.
So Zalezo essentially like the police force.
Would the Claret Order be around there?
Good fucking question. Do a history check for me.
Well, good start.
Natural one. You're not a halfling, are you? You're a gnome or half gnome.
She's half halfling, half gnome.
Yeah. Well, the lack of halfling luck then keeps you on a two, sadly.
Yeah, her race is gnome, yeah.
All you know is that the Claret Orders they're not got really like an established base. They are more like nomads who roam. If there was a base, not many people really know exactly where it is.
Okay.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
Three Earrings would reply to Heidi and say, well, we'll have to be extra careful then, won't we? But, I believe you'll all find some opportunities to make some extra coin in Broken Bank. There is, you know what they say, the more Zalezo, the more corruption runs the thicker. She kind of, like, giggles to herself. And she says, plus there is some fine inns along the coastal settlement. And think of the beautiful northern beaches. And Kijori's like, can't wait. That's coughing. So.
Got any money so we can hire people?
Oh, do a persuasion check.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck? This and then the fucking one shot we did, Kieran, is like the
Yeah, I
worst
know.
I've seen you roll in a very long time. She says, I'm afraid not, but like I said, there will be plenty of opportunities to earn some.
Well, I'm not paying for your cruise, it's your boat.
Don't worry, we'll get some more crew together. And any you find, perhaps you can get some freebies on board, yes. Some people are just always looking for the promise of work.
Yeah, desperate suckers like me.
Precisely. She kind of laughs and says, and then she sort of like pats you on the back and says, you'll get your coin, don't you worry. And then kind of like holds the staff in front of you. And she's like,
What?
and she would lean down actually and she'd say, this is priceless.
It looks like a stick to me.
To me too, but to certain people, they're going to be very happy to see this.
Drugs, and it's like, well, I hope it gets you what you want.
It will. Anyway, let's all rest up and in the morning we can make our way to Broken Bank, what you say? And come share in the captain's quarters dinner, yeah? It's a celebration night. And she sort of heads below deck and begins setting herself up in the captain quarters and a dinner being prepared.
We'll say first, but the tail.
Oh, you're pretty laggy and distant from the mic, Hannah. Is it just me, or is Hannah's voice completely fucked?
Yeah, it sounded like the AT-80 driver out of Star Wars.
Yeah, literally did. I'll put a message in.
No, probe droid, that's what I mean.
Oh, she's typing a row 20.
Oh.
Oh. Just if you got anything to say, then you can just type it in if you want, Hannah. Okay, cool. So, are you all ready to set out for Broken Bank?
Yeah.
How far away is Broken Bank? Will
Wow,
we get
I will show
rest
you.
between here and there?
Certainly will. It's not a short journey. So, why is my volume? Who set this volume? It was me who said it, but did not do a very good job. So, I've put the Wave Chaser on the map here. I've also made a fucking thing for it as well. It is about 150 miles away. The Wave Chaser can, I checked all the rules for it, can go 75 miles a day. It doesn't have to stop because it's a ship, but it can go overnight. So you would get there in about 2 days.
Not bad.
Also, I read like Divinity music. That's all.
Love Divinity music, so good.
Yeah. One thing Tank would do
Yeah, of course.
Is-
Tell me.
go talk to Reg So he's like, probably, I don't know, in the evening or something. Assuming it's evening now. Be like, so, cat, eh? Not too fond of cats.
What do you mean, Tank?
Well, you grew a tail and all stripy. Well, I'm more of a dog guy, if you know what I mean.
You must hit your head on something beneath the waves. I don't have a tail and I'm not stripy.
And Alfwin hear this conversation,
Do you
seeing
think?
as the crew has been whittled down.
Yeah, it's pretty small. Do you think you would have tried to be very secretive about this tank or not?
Really? It's just kind of like, surely everyone knows by now.
I think you definitely
But
would,
that's
definitely would be able to hear it then, Elfwin.
Okay. When she just said that thing, she was like, "All right, tiger. You're not a tiger, are you?"
You two are acting awful strange. I wonder if you contracted something from the Sahagin down below. Maybe we should get you checked out.
You're the one who went unconscious.
Yeah. It's a difficult fight for all, but we prevailed, as the crew of the Wave Chaser always shall.
Even though I lost one eye, I think I know what I saw. Definitely some whiskers.
Yeah, we've got 2 eyes between us, and that's more than enough to see that you turned into a tiger.
Inspiration for that line, Kieran. Fuck me.
Well, I have long red hair. Perhaps that was what confused your vision. We were underwater. I'm just a human. She held out her hands and kind of performatively be like, human.
Do a deception check, please, Red.
Insight.
Yeah, insight. I think you both. Trying to think how. You tell me how you think you read it. I don't know. I think it's quite a difficult situation to how you read it.
I think Tank just looks down at Hank, and Tank is sniffing him like he would normally out for cats. And so he looks down and he's like, he only does that when there's cats nearby. And I believe this one's nose.
You mean the... No offense, Hank, but the beloved friend that only just returned to us. Maybe you two aren't the only ones who've had your senses scrambled.
Oh, there's no mistaking my boy's nose. Go on,
As you're
sniff him more.
as you're both all chatting, Dilyu suddenly comes around the corner, clearly completely drunk out of his mind, this young sea elf, and he just like goes up to Red and puts his arm around her and he's like, fucking love you guys. We got those fucking sea devils, yes!
Red would push him off as he tries to put his arm
He
around her.
kind of like stumbles forward and he's just like, down with the sea devils! And he just sort of goes dancing off into the hold of the ship.
Just want to mention, while you're all here, we risked our lives and a load of people died. We didn't even get paid!
Did she say that to Dilyu?
Yeah, while he's in the room. Like, so everyone can hear it, like...
He would also be like, me neither, but I got the booze, so it's all good.
I mean, as he's talking to Red again, he's like, I mean, I don't really care. I just thought I'd tell you, you know. No more cats on the on the boat, preferably.
I'll keep an eye out for any cats that try and stow away, Hank, but don't really know what you two think you saw, but
Well,
nothing
next
to do
time
with
it happens,
me.
I'll point it out.
Would
Maybe
Alpha
she
never
don't know
heard
now.
of a Rakasha or a Rakasha, whatever it is.
What, sorry? You all kind of spoke over each other.
Rakshasa!
Rakshasa.
Yeah. Would
Oh.
have Alpha never heard of one?
Do a history check. Or a nature check, if you prefer.
I don't know if she would have put it together.
I don't think she would have heard of a Rakshasa with a 14.
Yeah.
I think she would have heard of
Okay.
lycanthropy. I think that's more common. Rakshasas are super rare.
Okay. I think she would think she just turned into a tiger.
Yeah, makes sense.
Hank doesn't know. He's just like, cat. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know if people remember, I've just found my little notebook for Plank King's Plunder, and at the end, because I think Red had to, coming back, I rolled on the indefinite madness thing.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
And the indefinite madness that I got was there's only one person I can trust, only I can see their special friend.
Oh,
Oh, very
No.
interesting.
You two trying to be like, hey, we know, we're trusting. Red's just like, yeah, bye. Don't trust you guys.
Very curious how you're going to play that out. Is there anything else you would do throughout this 2-day journey?
Probably some more gambling. Because you know how good he is at gambling.
Wow,
Hang out with
Your-
Tank.
your gambling partner, Boearth, is gone.
I know, I have to make a new one.
Yeah, I don't think... I mean, you might be able to get Dilyu on board now, to be fair.
There you go. Easy.
That's how we're going to do gambling. I can't fucking remember how I did it.
Just rolled to see if I lost one.
Let's do rollies, but Dilyu's going to roll with disadvantage because he's an idiot. So 12 or a natural 1 for Dilyu. So, yeah, so you do beat Dilyu.
Yeah.
That's how much gold did you put in?
I don't know, say 4.
4, so I'll say he would have matched you, so you get 8 gold back.
Yeah.
Is there anything anyone else would do?
Alfwin would find the surviving crew members,
Mm-hmm.
and she'd try and hammer home they didn't get paid, even though they risked all their lives, and people died, and we didn't get anything for it.
Okay.
Basically trying to impress that on them.
Do another persuasion check. You're trying to persuade Heidi, who is harder to persuade. So this is a DC 15. But if you can persuade her, she's more likely. She's got the captain's ear more. 12 is not enough. If you want to use
I'm going to
inspiration.
use... Yeah. Probably not going to do it. Fuck!
Unfortunately, she said, "You can have to wait." And I got to do Scottish. Fuck's sake, it's so hard to go into Scottish. You'll have to wait, and well, there'll be plenty of coin to make on Broken Bank. And don't worry, when we get back to Dark Toe, once we've paid our tributes, there'll be, well, now she's got that rod to give the Plank King. That's where the big buck missions come in.
What do we do if we haven't got any money and we get there?
That's why we got to go earn some money before we get there.
Well, we can have 5 gold if we don't, and that'll be 5 bronze pieces if we don't. And she, like, stomps off.
Yeah, totally reasonable.
Yeah. Hanging out with Hank, using him as a weightlift.
Yeah, did you level him up?
I'm trying to figure out how to do it because I can't find the bloody pugilist PDF thing.
I imagine Kieran's probably got access to it at all times.
If you do it, then great.
Dump it in Discord.
I've got it. What do you want?
So I think she took the dog subclass. So I don't know if I think Hank gets some benefits,
Oh yeah.
but I can't remember what they are.
Is Dog and Hound. Use the statistics of a wolf. You add your proficiency bonus to your hound's AC, saving throws, attack rolls, and damage rolls.
Damn, that's really good. So his AC would go up to 15 from 13. His saving throws would all go up by 2. Or is it just the saving throws you're proficient in? Is it all saving throws?
Just says saving throws.
Real good. It should be more than that. It should be... Oh, how do you calculate it? My brain's tired. It should be 2 plus 2, so 4... Oh no, wait, that's... So strength is 12, so it should be 3... So 1 plus 2 is 3. Dex is 15, which is plus 2, so plus 4. Con is plus 3. Intelligence is bad, so minus 4, so it'd be minus 2. Wisdom would be plus 3, and charisma would be now only just a 0. No. Yeah, no, it would be 0.
Yeah. AC, saving throws, attack rolls, and damage rolls. You can use a bonus action on each of your turns to verbally command, attack, dash, disengage, dodge, or help. And also, when you use Moxie stuff, it gets to do stuff as well.
Does it get
When
any
you braced up.
no extra
I've got all that stuff. It's just
no
stats.
extra HP or anything?
No. Every level after 3rd, it gains
Ah, okay, that's it.
additional D8 hit die and increased its hit points accordingly.
Awesome. I quite like that. That feels quite balanced to me.
Mm.
Right, cool. I've updated that for you then, Hannah. So Hank is
Cool.
updated now. I will have to do his
Yeah, he
turn.
has 11 HP still. Okay.
Yeah, he will start getting more HP after this level, like Tom said. Because he's still got the statistics of a wolf, which I believe only have 11 HP. But he does have 15 AC now, though.
When you brace up, he gets the same number of temporary hit points that you do.
Okay.
So he's still got more tankiness.
Let's see what
Yeah.
we got on.
Red would just be spending the time being probably quite separate, probably more individual than she has been previously. And though she would be stealthy about it, she's good at being stealthy. If people, these are ship quarters, so people might catch her or hear her talking to someone when she's alone.
Do a stealth check.
Devil. 5.
5 is pretty bad. Do a perception check to see if you'd be aware of how unstealthy you're being. DC's 15. No?
7.
Yeah, most people are aware of what you're doing. Might
Yeah,
not be
then
able-
you'd hear her talking to herself. It often sounds like she's talking. I guess it depends how much people hear. But she talks to someone as if she talks to like someone she's very close to.
If Alphen overheard it, she would pointedly say, "Yeah, it's myself when I get lonely too."
Well, I got a dog.
Yeah, he's a good boy. And she's gonna like put her hand near Hank.
He's gonna
Yeah.
he's gonna walk up to you slowly and start sniffing the end of your hand. And then
It probably doesn't smell great.
he starts like licking it, but with those big kind of mastiff lips. So he's almost like he's putting it in his mouth, but he's just like licking in your hand.
Stop it!
Yeah, Red would just say, yeah, I find it helps steady the nerves sometimes, knowing we're going up against all those Zalezo and having to watch ourselves. Just, getting myself ready.
Yeah, I mostly do it when I'm bored. I like to pretend there's two me sometimes.
As long as you ain't talking to no secret cats anymore.
There's no cats, Tank.
Yeah, I'm sure Hank could find them if there was one. Let him sniff around.
He's very welcome to sniff around, if he wishes.
Yeah. Have Hank sniff around.
Yeah, you can have him do a perception check if you want. Give him a
Oh.
advantage. 21, he's pretty fucking on red. But he would also definitely be distracted by the captain's quarters with being a tabaxi.
Who was plenty, I suppose, but he's definitely got a cat scent on you.
Well, maybe he just likes me. Isn't that right, Hank?
He kind of wags his tail slightly, and then kind of, as you say his name, he kind of walks up to you and kind of looks up expectantly.
Yeah, if she's got any scraps of food or anything nearby, she'd chuck it for him.
Yeah, he kind of like he doesn't catch it, he just waits it to go to the floor and then just goes down and grabs it. He's not dexterous enough to catch it.
Good boy.
Well, I've got some writing to do, so I'll see y'all later. She closes
What are you
the door.
gonna write?
She closed the door.
I don't know, probably some cat things. Strappy words.
Maybe she's hiding something as well, like Captain's hiding our money.
Possibly. I do wonder if we'll get paid at the end of the month.
Maybe we should find out if she's a cat, get some fish, the milk, leave it out, and see if she goes for it.
Good idea. We'll get some milk on the next place.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
I love this little trio. So, obviously feel free to take a long rest as you make a 2-day journey towards Broken Bank. And I shall move the map over as in an early morning you come in to the coastal settlement of Broken Bank. Oh, it's a bit loud.
Oh, yeah.
It's very big. Let me do a bit of a description for you. So Broken Bank is a coastal settlement built along the beautiful northern beaches of the island of the same name. It's bustling docks that are filled with foreign ships coming and going at a moment's notice. Despite its muddy streets, Broken Bank plays an important role in the trade business of the coast. It is the first major entry port for the Menagerie Coast. Oh, excuse me. Most trade ships and shipping vessels check in at Broken Bank to resupply and submit to official inspection before entering any of the coastal ports. However, since Broken Bank lacks the strong cultural identity of the mainland city-states, the Concord does not recognise it as an official city with a marquee. The atmosphere as you arrive here is that it is a muddy, rain-slick sort of port town crammed full of travellers. It feels very claustrophobic, and there are a lot of guards at the edge of the port as your ship begins to dock at the nearest port coming in to the town. As you begin to disembark the ship, the captain would tell you, I recommend going to see the Hunters and Woodcutters Lodge. They may find some potentially good work for you there. Trust me. Meanwhile, the rest of us have got some work to do. Or me and Heidi at least. Still, you go keep yourself occupied in the taverns, yes, and I expect the three of you have got some gold to make. Keep an eye on them, Red.
Of course.
And she sort of disembarks with Heidi. You see them put through some security checks. She does not seem to be carrying the staff. Perhaps got it locked away somewhere on the ship. You see they go through some sort of more heavy security checks, but they are eventually passed through. Before yourselves are also put under some security scrutiny by some local Zalezo, but you're not really carrying anything valuable enough. Or there's so many travellers here. There you can get the impression that Zalezo are super overworked to the point where they kind of just wave you on at a certain point. You don't really seem enough of a threat to be of interest, and you guys don't. Whilst you look pretty kind of rough done, you don't necessarily are not flying the flags of the revelry at this very moment, so you are in luck. The Hunters and Woodcutters Lodge, she would direct you, would be on the edge of town if you did want to head there first. However, there are a number of taverns. There is quite an interesting pawn shop that Broken Back is known for. That it's quite a thriving place and sort of doubles as a general store. And I think you, Red, would know based on your travels that the items sold here actually fetch 75% of their value rather than 50%. So if you did want to sell anything. There's also a scrollery, a smithy, an apothecary.
Alf, when she's going through the security,
Yeah.
would be like, "Oi, mate, where do the down and outs hang out?"
The down and outs?
Yeah, I want to join them.
You want to head down the old Krusty Inn?
They working on getting paid not up front.
He kind of looks down at you, and he looks kind of like irritated that you're kind of distracting him for his job. So he's kind of like looking back and forth in between you, and he's like, "I mean, if you're looking for some spare work, then I'm sure they can think of something for you."
Oh, I meant they work for me for nothing until later
Oh,
on
I
the
see.
ship. A
There's-
bunch of our crew got killed, you know.
There's always some old sod looking for work down the old
Ah.
Krusty.
Well, I'll give you some money, but I don't have any, so...
Didn't ask for any.
Well, I wouldn't give it to you anyway.
Move along, citizen.
She like stomps off.
Red would. So does Red know? This is so weird to RP. Does Red know if there is anywhere here that would be considered, God, like safe? Like clean, safe, private, that kind of thing.
Ooh, do you mean safe from the Zalezo, or kind of private in altogether privacy?
like I'm imagining like a nice hotel or
Like a bathhouse.
yes, a bathhouse.
100% there is a bathhouse. There is a bathhouse called Vamina's Bathhouse. That is on the sort of it'd be this building here, the sort of south central side. It is run by a towering half orc, half Goliath woman.
Jesus.
Yeah, but she's known for being incredibly friendly and welcoming. And it's a bathhouse, but it's imagine you got a bathhouse, but it's more like a toilet stalls kind of thing. But each toilet stall is like a separate little bath in there. It's quite an unusual place, really. It's not really like a communal. Well, I say not communal. It's not like a huge. There's not like a huge swimming pool that people would go sit in, or a huge bath. But I don't know if you've ever seen those like Norwegian baths that people have, where they're really thin and they fit like 10 people in. That's the kind of vibe you have in some of them. But there's definitely you could get like a private bath if you wanted to there.
Yeah, Red would say sort of to Alwyn, well, it sounds like you've got an interesting lead to pursue. I'm just gonna go and do my own thing. Enjoy, and start walking off.
Where are you going?
Just walks off. But she's not running.
No.
You could follow her. But she doesn't
Nah, she's
respond.
not that interested. I was thinking in my mind, if she knew, she'd be like, cats don't like water. Alfred would be like, right, lads, and send them back to the boat.
I think you cut out for like half of that, Kieran. Alfred's voice is not kind to the microphone.
You'd say,
Right, gang, I'm gonna go looking for some rough and ready sorts you can come with, or...
Well, I guess I'll come just in case you need somebody roughed up. Me and Hank got there.
Yeah, and you can assess their brawniness.
Hey, good
And
idea.
I'll assess their brains.
Good trio we make.
Yeah. I wonder where the cat went.
note stairs down the road.
We don't need no cats. We got dogs, and they're much more loyal.
Yeah. Let's get going to this crusty, whatever it was then.
The old crusty inn.
Yeah.
We will join Red first, I think, as she heads off to Vamina's bathhouse. Red, you arrive at this it's quite large building compared to the rest of the other buildings. You would know that this is probably quite a profitable place for this kind of stop off, with a lot of trade as the first stop off after a long travel from other continents, and long shipping routes and things like that. People want to rest here, so there's a lot of money to be made in sort of the hospitality industry in Broken Bank. As you're sort of walking up, the sort of rain picks up a bit, as it's definitely kind of that tropical rain kind of feeling as the rain kind of beats against you. But you slowly take shelter in this kind of tall kind of this building with like huge open arches at the front. There's lots of these open arches that go all the way along, and you kind of like you can duck inside and then get inside to this kind of like warm, cozy, kind of like quite wooden, like lots of the walls are made of wood. There's like lots of counters made of like oak wood and palm wood and things like that. As you get inside, it's very dark, and it's dark but it's cozy inside, and you're immediately greeted by a gnomish woman behind the bar who's got like a long nose and big spectacles, and is like,
hello, welcome to Vamina's bathhouse. It's I'd love to have your patronage.
Yes, lovely to be here. I don't suppose there are any cubicles free at this time?
Of course. We always got a few free left. They will cost you a little bit extra this time of year. We've got a lot of patronage, of course, but we always keep a couple free.
That won't be a problem. How much for, let's say, a good 2-3 hours?
Oh, that'll be two gold and 5 silver.
Right. She hands over the money.
Oh, thank you very much. Make yourself. I can take your clothing. We do charge an extra fee for any laundry or washing if you require such a service whilst you're here.
That won't be necessary, thank you. I'll handle myself. Just point me in the direction of the cubicle and I'll be out of your hair.
Of course, this way, and she kind of guides you through to the back rooms, and you walk through like a long line of these stalls, and there's like, you look to your right and there's this like huge sort of overweight man who's got a tub to himself, who has got the door open for some reason and is just kind of stares at you as you walk past, and then you've got like another door that's been left open, and there's a number of sort of small halflings and gnomish people, mostly women, who are sitting on the edge around the bath and kind of chatting to each other. It's like quite a the flooring is like a tiled flooring, but they're very dark tiles, and it's dark wooden stalls all the way along with dark sort of oaky bark baths. It's quite cozy and I would say quite attractive in my opinion. And as you come to the end, you sort of are led down like into a larger room, which has fewer stalls, but they're kind of broken up into like tiled rooms with kind of these like big wooden doors on the front that kind of built into the corners of each room. They're about probably 15 feet along each wall into like a triangle shape on the edge of the wall. They got little sort of ever-burning torches on the outside, and she said, please make your way inside. Enjoy the steam.
Thank you, I shall. Red heads in.
Yeah, and as you open the door, there's you're instantly met with a hot, like, sort of steam room, but with a bath at the centre. It's not quite as hot as in like a proper steam, because of the water would be boiling then, but it's still quite hotter than outside the room. But you quickly adjust to the temperature, and I imagine Red strips off and climbs into the bath.
Well, she keeps her underclothes on, and
interesting.
she gestures for her special friend to get in the bath as well.
Okay.
And she unveils she puts her shield, props it up against a wall, and unveils the back of it, which has the symbol of Arathis on the inside, and her demeanor kind of drops from this calm and collected facade to like sinking into the water and letting out a heavy sigh and just saying, I don't know what I'm going to do, Blenny. Those two clearly know what's going on, and once you unravel one thing, the whole rest could come tumbling down. No, I know. I can always return, but I'm here to do a job, and I've pledged my fealty, and truth be told, I found a lot of solace in Erathis' gaze. Yes, I know family's above everything. Well, look where I am, look where we are. Can't exactly disappear. Let's just take the water for a bit of time. Yeah, that would be funny. And she kind of like sinks below the water a bit and bubbles some air out. And just sits in the water calmly with her special friend for a while.
And I'm going to give you a point of inspiration, because it's very good role playing.
Thank you.
And on top of that, I think for the next 24 hours,
for spending time in the bathhouse. Fucking hell, you rolled well. You got 8 extra temporary HP for resting and spending that money to go into the bathhouse. It's a very relaxing, purifying experience. Makes you
Lovely.
feel very well rested. As Red is submerged below the waters, we do pan over there. We join Tank and Tank and Alfwin as they head down into the much busier part of town, the centre of Broken Back, this absolutely bustling traveller's paradise that is surrounded by dive bars, inns, and all kinds of various places you might find in a tourist hotspot such as Broken Bank. And with the bustling nature of this place, it does not take long for you to find the old crusty inn. As you make your way through very busy doors, it is it's almost like a saloon. This place, it's got the saloon kind of hanging kind of half doors as you push your way in, and you're immediately met to sort of a large kind of open pub that has like climbing balconies that go up either side as you come in, and they go round and in a kind of horseshoe shape above the main floor. The main floor is taken up by lots of circular little tables, like a sort of cafe style tables. They're all made of sort of wooden planks, the flooring, and again this is definitely a much similar to the bathhouse, very dark woods being used to build up this settlement, at least the insides. Very cozy and gives a very certain atmosphere to Broken Bank. And you just managed to miss the rain. Red was caught in it a little bit, but you do manage to miss the most of it. But the chatter and noise inside kind of warms your hearts a little bit. And you're surrounded by a lot of different figures. The bar is ahead of you. What do you both do?
Alfwin would say to Tank,
Tank, I got a good idea. You just gotta back me up and look tough.
Tank breathes in the smells of the building alongside, in sync probably, with Hank through his nostrils. Like, oh, the smell, it never changes. Same. Well, acting tough, well, that's my job, Alfred. I can do that. What's your plan?
What I'm gonna do is make a lot of noise, and then try and get Pop's attention, and then say that Free Earrings is hiring, and we send them in a boat. But if I can't get their attention, you might need to knock over a table or something.
Oh, I can do that now if you want immediate attention.
Well, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Then I can jump on the table when it's falling over.
Well, I'll tell you what. You get on table now, and I'll pick it up and make you real high.
Oh, it's even better idea.
So
okay.
Tank's picking up
Yeah.
Alfwin.
Tell you what, you take Hank, he can be on table with you.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Then they know we're into dogs, not cats.
Make an announcement. Dogs only.
I'll make sure they know.
Oh, Hank, you make some noise as well. He picks up Hank, puts him on a table, and lifts the whole table up.
Amazing. So, is it got Alfred on the table? But is Hank on there as well?
Alfwin
On
and
the table as well.
Amazing. So you've got this table now with this huge turtle picking up the dog and Alfwin. To do a strength check to me to see how capable you are.
Yeah. Athletics?
Athletics, if you like, yeah. Ooh, not great roll, to be honest. You're struggling under the weight of both Hank and Alfwin.
Oh, you put on some weight. Maybe just.
Still that seawater.
I think he starts kind of stumbling around. Can Tank, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please? DC is 13.
as you begin to sort of lose your footing a little bit. But you do manage to catch yourself and sort of straighten up the table. However, Alfwin, Hank is more stable because he's got sort of more of a sea legs but Alfwin is a little bit more with her only one eye is a little bit more off kilter. Can you also do a dexterity saving throw for me?
Yeah.
DC is 13.
Holy
Unfortunately,
crap.
Alfwin does fall off the table. You don't take any
Oh.
damage, but you do kind of knock into a patron. You knock into this older sort of forest gnome who's sitting at the side. He's got like a very bulbous face and a long braided beard and sort of rugged grey skin. And he kind of like elbows you off and he's like, "Watch what you're doing!
You f***ing you cunt.
You made me spill my drink!"
You seem the right sort of scum that we need.
That's not very nice.
To be a compliment.
All right then. As
The
you-
thing about, coming on board with me on a ship.
do a persuasion check for me.
Just stumbled into trying to persuade anyone.
He's like, "Oh, might be. I'm gonna well, if I'm coming on a ship though, then I'm gonna need some equipment, and I'm gonna need like an oar, and I'm gonna need some adventuring gear and a rope, and
Yeah, it's all on board actually, so
well, I
you
don't
can just
really
get it when we
wanna,
set out, yeah?
I'm a bit, I don't really want to leave, port. I don't really want to get off land. I'm a bit of land legs before, I got all my stuff. Because last time I bought on a boat, I didn't bring all my stuff with me, and it stresses me out.
Right, then go get your stuff.
Right, yeah, you go get my stuff. I'll get a list for you, and you come back, and then, yeah, I'll be ready.
Yeah, mate, just tell me where you live.
Well, I don't have the stuff now, and they see that's why they left it in the other port. That's why I got on the ship to come here, and then they left my stuff back in Port Damali.
You've already got your stuff on the boat, actually.
Do a persuasion, do a deception check.
Oh, fuck, that's fine.
No, yeah, my stuff's back in Port Damali, see, so you have to go back to Port Damali if you want to get it specifically. But I don't need that specific stuff. I just need, I need crowbar, a rope. I need my
At this point,
bedroll.
Alvin's just walked away.
And he's just like listing off stuff as you walk away and sort of drift back into the.
Okay, Tank, we're going to try something else. I'm going to sit on your shoulders and I'm going to shout from your shoulders.
Well, alright. Come on now. He sort of lifts you up, Alfred, chucks you on his shoulders, barely phased.
Yeah. Is she
Yeah.
safely up there?
Yeah, you can definitely go up there
Yeah.
without issue.
Okay, she would shout just in the middle of a bar.
Oi, everyone! Looking for adventure!
Do a charisma check for me. 15, pretty good. Roll a d6 for me. 4, nice. So you do get the attention of about that many people. Like some people do look over and then sort of instantly like, oh, fucking idiots. But some people do. More people do seem sort of more interested by this proposition. There are 4 figures that you notice. The first is a older, quite an old male tiefling with like short braided auburn hair and very like sunburned pink skin. The second figure you see is a sort of middle-aged or younger middle-aged sort of male wood elf, with sort of dirty golden skin, very long braided black hair that's shaved on the left side. And he's got like a big piercing in one of his he's quite attractive looking. You see like a smaller like Kenku is kind of sitting at the side and kind of like looks up and kind of like clicks in your direction. And then finally you do see a very young sort of human with like wavy white hair that's like, adventure? I love adventure!
Oh god, I want this guy. You're going to be like, do they sort of like huddle around a bit more?
Yeah, they definitely kind of like start kind of like you can either clearly see that you've gotten their attention, or they're, in the case of the human, he is directly coming up to you and approaching you.
She would be sitting still on as they're coming closer, she'd be like, I'm Alpha, this is Tank, and she like gestures down to Tank,
And our Buddy and his best friend Hank, we're adventurers on Free Earrings. Have you heard of his ship?
This sort of younger man, the wavy white hair, walks up and he says, I can't say I have. I do like the talk of adventure, though. A pleasure to meet thee. I am Letholdus Morningfall.
Oh, it's great to meet you, Lefty.
Well, it's Letholdus, actually. I prefer people use my full name.
All right, Letholdus.
I am.
What about the rest of you?
You see the Kenku kind of like just like sort of moving its head like a dog, like confused. You can't really tell what gender they are. So they're just sort of like doing the clicking occasionally and just not quite sure. And then you see the Kenku kind of approaches a little bit closer, not quite sure, and then goes, "Ah, my name is not Letholdus. My name is Foghorn."
Well, hello, Foghorn.
I'm clearly better than Letholdus.
Now, I'm hiring. We're looking for a lot of people, aren't we, Hank? Tank.
She looks down, getting confused.
Are you paid for your work?
Well,
Yeah.
God, Hannah's lagging so bad. You're lagging real bad, Hannah.
Eventually.
Oh no,
She dies.
didn't hear anything.
Okay. Yeah, I can't tell. Normally it tells me when I'm laying.
Oh, it's stopped now.
Oh.
What did you say?
Oh, she's gone.
Oh, she's gone. We'll wait for till she gets back, maybe.
Did it, Natalie. You took the challenge. Every DM's challenge.
The Kenku challenge.
The Kenku challenge.
Yeah.
I applaud your bravery.
So hard.
I don't know how fucking Mercer did it. I guess
Oh, it's so impressive.
I guess you have like a list of phrases you can use or
Phrases, yeah.
something.
Just looking at the map of Tal'Dori and Wildermount, trying to work out how far away it's going to be from here.
From here, it's
Well,
The
I
closest-
found, yeah.
The closest place would be like near where Tom's guy's from.
What was that called?
Tazam, the capital of the Iron Authority. It's Tazam, something like that.
Oh, right. Oh, oh shit, it's still fucking ages away.
Yeah.
Where was Minerva?
Minerva is, I mean, you don't know exactly, but kind of more central, north. But still
Okay.
fairly close to Byrodin.
Byrodin. Mm. And where's Hannah's character going to be from?
She's going to be from some isles off to the west, even further away.
Oh god, Visa Isle?
Yes.
Visa Isle.
Yeah.
Stefan sent you one, yeah?
He has. It's very fucking interesting, his character.
Ooh.
I don't think he
Is-
wants me to say much about it.
Is
though.
he from the Grey Valley?
He's not, no. I think his character, he's not really settled exactly on... I think he is from Byrodin, but he's not settled... He's more of a traveller who's coming back.
Hmm.
I am so fucking excited for you to meet the patron, Lord Brigadier Byron Leftbridge. No, not Leftbridge. It's, what is it? Lord Brigadier Byron Temple Smithson Jr. III.
Yeah.
Byrodin.
Or Byron, sorry, his name's... The town is named after him because it was originally set up by him because he's a former adventurer. It was called Byron's Den, but everyone just shortened it to Byrodin.
Uh-huh. Is that Hannah?
Are you back, Hannah? Maybe not. God, we need to get our internet sorted, but I don't know what to do.
I assume it's not a cable.
No, she's on our hotspot. Mine's behaving tonight, thankfully.
Yeah. So I can sort of see where all our campaigns are. Deep, Novgorod.
I was gonna
Okay.
try starting to build my own homebrew setting because Tom really inspired me.
Oh.
My idea was to steal your idea of naming it after your old username and call it the Triff Star, which is like this central star system, which is like this sun that's like basically a god, but then there's all these planets around it that have got different creatures on, and you'd like travel between the different planets.
That's cool.
Travel.
Would you use Starfinder?
Yes.
No, wait. Yeah. Oh, that'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah, I've heard such good things, and all the class names sound so cool in Starfinder.
Yeah. That's
Plus,
what
by
I'd be
the time you did that, we would know Pathfinder pretty well, probably.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. It's taking longer than I thought.
Have Stefan, George, or
No, but I haven't
Hope.
said anything yet.
You could do it
Right.
on .730. Where's the characters, damn it? No.
Well, I've said to people that they can wait until session 0, but I agree with you that I'll poke them and say, please come with like an idea
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Definitely
a
think.
vague.
You should say read or listen to the thing
Mhm.
and have a skeleton idea.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'll
completely
say.
agree. Especially George.
Yeah.
Because if you don't prod George, he won't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am so excited to play Henry Mish.
That serrated Empire group is going to be so fucking stupid. I can't wait.
It's going to be so
Yeah.
funny. That's
Can't wait for
Me-
them to just miss every clue I put in front of them.
Me and Hannah were practicing our role-playing our characters together earlier. It was really funny.
I don't know what voice to go with. Ho ho! how are you doing? Oh, Tiberius Quivershank. Oh, pleasure. No,
Yep, there you go.
Lovely to meet you. It's me, Henry Mush.
Ew.
What a lovely day on the serrated isles it is.
I feel like he's gonna get more like, oh yeah. I feel like he's gonna go like,
Yeah,
and I don't want it to, but I know it will.
please do.
Please
Lean
do.
into it.
It's great to see you, Daddy.
I really hope you lean into that as much as possible.
I'm like, no, be half serious.
No. The Serrated Empire one, I'm really looking forward to them both. But the Serrated Empire one's going to be great because at the moment it's shaping up to be a bunch of fucking idiots in an absolute shithole of a place, just like stumbling onto these really grand themes and things going on. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Did I tell you my character idea for the other one, Natalie?
What, for Lumen Village?
Yeah.
No, you haven't, no.
He's going to be a hoarder. A
Amazing.
hoarder rat who is in charge of all the horses. So he's basically just going to be like searching dumps, loading up the cart. He's like, they're my carts, you can't take anything off them.
Amazing.
So eventually there's going to be a fleet of like 20 carts going around with just his crap on.
I love that so
That's
much.
my idea at least.
My idea.
We ride on the carts. No.
I think I decided against Armitage because I want him to stay with the dragon and then maybe do something with that later.
Yeah, that's a good idea. My character's going to be very bare bones in terms of characterization yet. I want her to kind of be informed by what happens in the campaign. Like, all I know is that she's going to be kind of a bit Disney princessy, where she's like, she's doing this blacksmith job, but she's kind of like lost, she's her head in the clouds type. She's like, oh, you know, want something better, want something more than just this. But she still loves her hometown. I know that she has got like a really long-term girlfriend that she's really like smitten with, who's kind of encouraging her to go out, but she's kind of like, no, I've got to work for my family, it's my family's, you know, legacy sort of thing.
You're going to drag your girlfriend with her?
Probably not, I'd imagine, because I assume her girlfriend's just a commoner.
Yes, she.
Old Bello goes boom boom. Wait, where is old Bello?
It's not on the same landmass. It's on the Hesped Remnant, which is like a broken off. Because Hespia is called the Broken Continent. You got North Hespia, South Hespia, and then the Hesped Remnant, which is like in the east. And it's all completely fucked. Where the ash drops over South Hespia.
Ah, right, that makes sense.
But yeah, I'm really happy that you've both chosen people from the village.
Yeah.
Because the main motivation is going to be got to help the village.
I do hope Stefan plays another rat in that family. A rat
Oh, that would be great.
Ultra minimalist.
Does this spark joy, Kieran? Does this spark joy?
Did I make him? It's a rogue, I think.
Oh yeah. Rogue's such a cool class. It's like 4 different classes with the racket.
Scrick. Yeah, he's a rogue.
Squeak. Which racket? Mastermind, did you say? It'll be based on your key ability.
Yeah, mastermind.
Oh, such a cool fucking class. Also really good to ensure that people get used to how important the recall knowledge stuff is. Because you do recall knowledge to get people flat-footed to your attacks and get your sneak attack off and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. He's got long snout.
Nice.
Rat speak, so you can understand rats.
Oh, it's genuinely weird, Kieran, how almost every aspect of the character you've made is weirdly perfect for the level 0 stuff we're going to be doing.
It's really funny.
The hoarder aspect, the rat spit, like, there's so many things.
I
You'll
like
see.
how you're playing a rogue as well, because my character's basically going to be like pure utility fighter, where it's just about
Oh, that's good.
knocking people to the floor, like putting every enemy in like disadvantageous situations. So
that'd be
rest
really
of the party can
beneficial.
flurry. Yeah, flurry. What's the word?
Flourish.
Flourish. Thank you. I was like almost there.
Is that Hannah?
You back,
No.
Mish? Henry Mish. I wasn't sure if I was going to play him until I made that art, and I was like, yes.
I have seen the light.
Do you need to find the picture for script?
I can imagine Chuck feeling very motherly towards Henry Mush.
So my
Making
idea
sure
was,
he's got a packed lunch to send him out.
yeah, that's my idea, that like one of his mushrooms became like weird and kind of like infected or something, and then the old woman like stole it from him,
Hmm.
and then when she ate it, she started growing Henry Mush on her.
It's so gross.
Yes.
And then actually, that you can lock that in. That works perfectly with some stuff in the background.
Oh, awesome! I like that. I don't know what's going on with Hannah.
I was listening to campaign Pathfinder campaign that's my best way of learning it. And monks are so much better than D&D 5e monks.
Good.
Flurry of blows is just, you can do it once per turn, every turn, and basically you spend one action and you get to attack twice.
That's super cool.
It's like instant class identity. They have really high AC. They're like really good at defending themselves and stuff. And they have all this cool like stance stuff and key based. It's just awesome. There's a guy playing a monk. I was like, "Fuck, this is cool."
Yeah, I'd like to actually feel like I'd want to play a monk rather than be like, oh, this looks
Yeah.
utterly shit.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Oh, I heard Hannah slightly.
slightly.
You just
Oh,
muffled.
yeah.
You sound a bit muffled.
Come
Talk
on,
loud.
hold on. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right, so we will go back to the old crusty inn then, as Alfwin is gathering round these various different NPCs. I'll remind you, there is Letholdus Morningfall, the young human with white wavy hair. This strange female, or you didn't know she was female, but she is female, Kenku, that's kind of clicking and making voices in different voices. And there's also, like I said, a wood elf, older sort of middle-aged wood elf who's very attractive with kind of half-shaved head and like a big piercing in his nose. And there's also a really old, like sunburned, pink-skinned male tiefling.
She's gonna put up her fingers and be like, "I've got 5 reasons you should come with us. 1, we've found his stuff and it's worth loads of money. 2, Tank loves gambling, so you can win a bit off him. 3, adventure, being pirates and all that shit. 4, get to swim in the sea every day. 5, you get paid. Yeah, eventually anyway."
Do a persuasion check with advantage.
Well, that's not good.
Well, you've
wanted to get paid eventually.
you've instantly lost the tiefling, so he is not interested. He's gone. Roll another.
Oh, she's gonna shout after him. "Yeah, woo, tough now.
Yeah, he's completely lost interest.
Bye bye."
Do another persuasion check with advantage. This time it's for the wood elf to see if you've
God.
kept him on board. 16. He's still. He seems like he sort of moves up and he's like, "You promise I'll get paid?"
Yeah, well, we're going to that place where the Plank King lives, yeah.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, I could call the Zalezo on you now for making such claims.
Who's the Lezo? Oh, the police! I'm not really with them, but I get paid, so does Tank. But we're doing it for the captain.
The mention of the revelry, it's just like this guy's like, I'm out. And he just moves off like he's not interested.
Fuck.
Oh dear.
But you've still got Litholdus, and Litholdus like, well, it sounds a bit saucy, but Lord Litholdus is always willing to delve into the criminal underbelly of the world.
Well, good one, Lefoldus.
Not a problem. I will say Litholdus, by the way, is he's very he's not that tall. He's probably about 5'9", and he's got like he's thin, but he's fat thin. He's got like a fat belly, but it's all the fat in his body has gone to his belly.
He's got a paunch.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What about this other
The
guy?
Kenku is still like she is like looking up at you like, and she says, what would she say? Just looking at her personality traits. She would pull out a dagger and like point it straight at you and say, show us your skill.
She's gonna. Oh yes, I guess you'll pull a dagger out then.
He's like, stand back. This could get ugly.
Make an
It's
attack.
like swish, swish, swish.
Make an attack roll. It's not to hit, but just to see how. 16. Yeah, you're very skilled with the dagger, so you do swish it back and forth. And she nods and says, she says, that was very impressive. I'm joining the team.
You won't regret it.
I can't say that I will.
Are you on board as well, Lefoldus?
Oh yes, Litholdus is very ready for any kind of action, really.
All right, well, meet us at the Wave Chaser. The caravel pulled up today.
And she'd describe it so they can find it.
He says, I'll be there, but may I, now that I'm joining you, I just, could I interest you in, a little something?
Fucking cult leader.
How little?
Well, you see, I'm trying to spread the word of our good good Lord Cord.
All right, what's that about then?
Oh, you must have heard of the Storm Lord.
Yeah.
Do a religion
Big
check.
time!
It's not a high DC. He is pretty fucking well known. Yeah, you do know Cord is, even the you don't know much like specifics, but you do know that Cord is basically like the god of like storms and war, basically, and warriors. He's like, I'm trying to prove myself for the day of challenging.
All right, that sounds good. I could get plenty of practice in.
Well, that's my idea, really. I've got quite a, the rest of the year, really. Another, I can figure out how many months exactly. Star, Fesserin, Crampula, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. So 7. He's got another. Yeah, he's got like 7 months. He's like, still another 7 months, but what they say, bravery above all. There's no glory in cowardice. That's the first commandment of Cord, of course. I just wondered if you wanted to, buy one of my amulets. I'm trying to give out.
Well, actually, I wear this amulet already.
And she shows a parry-out of health. It's like,
It actually stops me from dying, so I don't think I can really buy it.
Yes, but cord will stop you from dying and grant you the greatest strength in your heart and your muscles.
Alright, how much do you want for it?
Look at mine, and he kind of stretches slightly. And
Oh my god.
How much is it?
Just a silver piece.
That's all I got! Well,
Well,
alright, I'll tell you what. I'll buy it on the boat when we leave.
I can tell him. Well, maybe actually. Well, you seem like quite a cordial fellow, if you get what I mean. I was wondering, maybe you could just tell your friends about me and all, my devotion to the Stormlord.
Well, you can do that on the boat, yeah?
Oh, yes, yeah, I will, but just maybe you spread his word as well. Two mouths are quicker than one, don't you think?
Alright.
Oh, I do appreciate it.
I'll take some of that, the Stormlord muscle. I'll take some of that.
Oh, yes, a silver piece. Please, my fine fellow.
Yeah. Well, we'll do some more muscle, can't we, Hank? Maybe one for my dog as well.
Oh, another silver piece. Fantastic. He gives you an amulet that looks like this. Once it loads in Discord, there you go.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Cool. He's like, I made it myself.
Oh, it certainly gives off the muscle vibes.
Well, Isla Tholdis, Morningfall will meet you at the Wave Chaser, was it?
That's right.
Oh, fantastic. It was a pleasure meeting you.
See you soon.
The Kenka moves up and says,
I will also meet you at the Wave Chaser.
oh,
You
no,
any-
actually, she would say that, but the Wave Chaser she would say in your voice, so she'd go, the Wave Chaser!
Mhm.
Hmm.
And then she'd
kind of
go,
looks in.
my name is...
Foghorn.
Alright, Foghorn, appreciate the impression. But, see you on board, yeah?
I appreciate...
Oh yeah,
You
also, do you
hiring
like
me.
gambling?
Yes.
Points at Tank. He's like,
He loves it too. You got a new friend, dude? Tank.
Oh, we can get some gambling all day.
New friends gambling all day.
She, holds out a little black hand and sort of goes to shake it.
Mm-hmm. Reaches down.
Can you do a perception check?
Mhm.
Both of you.
Do I get disadvantage on mine now?
Oh, yeah, if it's part of your thing, then yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember. I assume so.
I think it is, yeah. Do you want to roll it, Tank? 14.
Yeah.
14. The Hang doesn't notice, but Alpha, fucking 21. You do actually notice. She goes to try and pick your pocket.
she says to her,
On the Wave Chaser, we cut off the hands of thieves.
Do an intimidation check with advantage. Cut off the hands of thieves!
No! I'll meet you on...
The Wave Chaser!
Just keep it in mind.
Okay.
And she kind of scuttles off.
Well, that kind of worked.
See, a good success. You got 2. Right. Two, right? That's 2.
Yeah, it's more than we should have, and maybe we'll get a little something from the captain for it.
Maybe a little bonus.
I like how you think, Tank. Now,
Well,
This-
I guess we better find some more. Or
well, I think we should go find the cat, and then go to that Woods place, get some money. Or maybe
Yeah,
you can
sounds-
try your hand at trying to impress them.
Yeah, I think I've had enough of that for the day.
Okay, so are you going to meet up with Red and then go to the Hunters and
Yeah.
call it lodge? What was it called?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know where Red went, I guess.
Yeah, Red did not say where she was
Yeah.
going.
True, yeah. So
I mean,
it would be a while then. Red is off sort of for 3 hours. So would you try and search for her?
probably wait by the boat.
Tank's not gonna wait by the boat.
Okay.
Tank is probably just gonna go wander around then until he gets bored.
Yeah, Alpha
Okay.
would just follow him out of boredom.
Do perception checks, and you can do them for Hank as well with advantage, because Hank would be able to know, because he got a very high perception check on sniffing thingy before, so he would be quite good at trying to find her.
True. Disadvantage. Should I do one for Hank? Hank.
Yeah, Hank rather than Tank, I was saying.
Oh, sorry.
20, yeah. So
Hey.
whilst you're not the most perceptive, Hank is very perceptive in the smell. If you passed him, he would, he's trained well enough dog to start sniffing out Red's scent and would lead you towards the bathhouse, but he's not going to take you inside or anything. He would just...
Oh, wait. Alfwin would be like,
Hey, Tank,
Yeah.
maybe we should be all sneaky like when she comes out, and then see if she does anything cat-like.
Oh, dude. I know. Good idea. We'll hide around this corner here.
That sounds like a
3
good idea. I'll try and find.
is there a barrel nearby that she can jump in?
Yeah, there probably is, actually.
Yeah.
I'll be in that barrel over there.
I'll be over here. And he just sort of stands behind a lamppost and like pretends to be a barrel himself.
Amazing. So you guys are waiting for approximately 3 hours before Red comes out. Can you both do stealth checks for me?
Any minute now.
I'd say Alpha
Yeah.
with advantage, just because you're so small and you're in a barrel. Tank.
I think Tank just falls asleep, honestly.
If Tank's is falling asleep, then or 13. Yeah. What's your passive perception, Red?
Passives. I don't think it's much. 12.
Yeah. So I don't think Tank's is high enough to not spot him. I was going to give like a
Yeah.
+5.
He's also got a
defense.
big bloody mastiff right next to him as well.
Yes. So as you come out, you do immediately notice Tank, but you do not see Alfwin.
So.
Assuming you were going to come straight out, I don't know if you wanted to do something more before you left Bath.
No, I don't think so. She would have had a few more little snippets of conversation with Lenny, but nothing major or in need of RPing. Yeah, she would emerge, see Tank straight away, look around for Alfwin, but not see Alfwin around. And then, yeah, like knock on Tank's shell.
Whoa! Oh shoot! I wasn't sleeping. I was awake the whole time. Bodyguard and all that.
Well, most impressive. I don't suppose our diminutive friend is around. Alfwin.
No.
Oh, Alfred's gonna slowly climb out of the barrel.
She's like, oh, yeah,
Yes, I mean yes.
I was just taking a nap.
All right. Well, I hope you've had a productive bit of time. What did you get up to?
We got 2 new crew for the ship.
Oh, well done. What
Quite upstanding pirates, I do say so.
I'm sure the captain will be most impressed. Here's hoping that your new recruits don't disappoint.
Yeah, they'll probably die anyway, right? All the others do.
It is possible. Well, I feel rejuvenated. What were you thinking of doing with the rest of your day?
Well, we were going to head up to the what was it, the blacksmith or something? I can't remember.
Woodcutters.
Woodcutter, there you go.
Oh, I see. Finding some work?
Yeah.
That's what the captain told us to do.
What cats are like with woodcutters, but maybe you're coming with us?
Yes,
Oh, no.
that sounds delightful. Thank you, Tank. Let's go see what this place has in store for a capable bunch like us.
Indeed.
Right, so you head over to the east side of Broken Bank towards the woodcutter and hunters and woodcutters lodge. You quickly find there's a few workers, but there seems to be two main people in charge. There seems to be two humans, quite a sort of strong dark-haired woman with very dark eyebrows and quite like a slightly tanned face, and a balding older man with a big sort of black beard. They look like they probably could be brother and sister, you reckon? And they're going around. Do you approach them? They don't seem to notice you immediately, despite your unusual appearances.
It says they're coming up before they get there. Tank just turns to Red and he's like, all right now, we're heading up to the woodcutters, so don't sharpen your claws on all of their wood. And Hank, no peeing on the wood either.
Alright, let's get one thing clear. I understand what you two think you saw, but I'm telling you, I am not a cat.
Maybe you don't know you're a cat, and when you went unconscious, you became one.
You got a cat spirit in her is hiding from you, but it's there.
Browns. So you're saying I'm a involuntary cat?
Well, if you don't know about it, then yeah, I guess so.
Maybe you're like one of those werewolves, but a tiger.
She kind of gives Alphen a longer look in the eye and just says, well, whatever is going on, I'd appreciate a little bit of discretion from you two. If it is a condition that I have, I wouldn't want it shared around with everyone. It might make people a bit uncomfortable.
Well, you know, Red, I don't really give two shits if you're a tiger or not. Just help me get money and I'll be fine.
Well, I can get on board with that. And then she looks at Tank.
Yeah, I mean, I may have already mentioned it, but I'm sure they didn't pay attention much. I was a gambler, but
What did you say?
But sure.
To who?
Well, just may have mentioned you know, a few whiskers on your face. He doesn't get into any specifics.
All right. Well, I appreciate the direct thinking. Let's get ourselves some money.
Right. So, now you see the woodcutters. How are you just going to go straight up to and talk to them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's leading the stride?
Alfin would, because he's very direct.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say? How'd you get
All right. Have you got any work for any schlubs like us?
They kind of
Which
look
point?
over to you, and the man just looks at you kind of squintily and says, "Sorry, we are all full."
She's going to point at Tank.
Look how big he is. He can trot loads of trees.
Hunters and woodcutters are full.
Oh, fuck.
You have to find work elsewhere.
Right.
I will remind you that Three Earrings did say to mention her name.
Oh, right, yeah. 3 Earrings said that you'd have work for us, I think.
Oh, all right then. I see. Sorry. Didn't mean to be so dismissive. Hello. My name is Blunt Tony, and this is Mata, my wife. Sorry, my sister. That was a genuine fuck up, not him doing a fuck up. And Matt comes up and says, "A pleasure to meet you. Ignore my stupid husband. Tony, go back in the hunter's lodge." And he's like, "Yes, dear." And she says, "So you're friends of Three Earrings, then?"
Well, Red is.
She points at Red.
I assume you're
We're-
part of her crew.
We are.
Well, sort of. She hasn't paid us yet, so is that really crew? Who knows?
We are members of the crew, the Wave Chaser.
She kind of like pulls up her sleeve slightly, and you'd recognise it instantly, Red, because I imagine you've got the same tattoo on your wrist, a tattoo of the Revelry on your wrist.
Yeah, Red would show hers.
And she'd say, "Good. Well, there is. We do have some work at the moment. Although, to be honest, it's more rumours than anything else. If you're interested."
Oh, is that someone I gotta punch?
Well, probably not, actually. Unless you think you can punch a ghost.
I'd love to see you punch a ghost, Tank.
Yeah.
Well, there's rumours of a secret hoard of alchemical gold. That's what I've heard.
Ooh.
Gold.
Tank just sort of didn't listen to that part. He's like, "Ten ghosts have got a face right, they got a face that's punchable."
Right. How much are you gonna pay us to get this load then?
Well, I won't be getting it. I'm not exactly a recoverer, exactly, but I owe Three Earrings some favours, so I'm obviously willing to share this information with you. But if you want to try and recover this
Good information.
secret hoard, then
Good
you're
information,
more than welcome to.
but do ghosts, they have arms as well, right?
I've never seen a ghost. I don't really know.
Tank's in thought.
I'm pretty sure I do, Tank.
There's we've got our own little haunted house on Broken Bank, you see, about 4 miles east, just inland of the old coast road. A place called Saltmarsh House.
Mm-hmm.
I get that reference.
Yeah, you do.
Nighttime.
Well, it's adventure book, D&D adventure book, Ghost of Saltmarsh.
Oh, Saltmarsh.
Right.
Well, can you tell us anything about these rumors? Is it an old ghost, a young ghost? Where's this hoard of goodies meant to be? Basement or?
I don't know the exact details, but I do know someone who does. What I can tell you is that until about 20 years ago, it was the residence of an aged alchemist of a quite sinister reputation. Even back then, locals, such as my father, I've lived on Broken Bank most of my life, and my father was very adamant we children avoid the old Saltmarsh house. The owner supposedly had very mysterious activities, nefarious activities, but 2 decades ago he disappeared, and he's never been seen since. But the house has obviously taken on an air of rumour and evil and mystery about it, but these might just be rumours themselves, to be honest. But regardless, everyone on Broken Bank avoids it like the plague.
I've got that.
Hey.
She kind of looks at you, Alpha, when you say you've got that, and just kind of like takes a step back slightly. And she says, rumours have it, though, some people have reported to stupid children who've snuck up there, or other rumours sort of circulate, I don't know how true they actually are, that supposedly there've been awful reports of fearsome hauntings, horrible shrieks, eerie lights emanating from this dismal place. But the person you really want to talk to is he used to work for us, and an old poacher named Billy Bones. He's you might have to get a few drinks on him or tip him a few bits of coin, but once he gets going, he will not shut up about the haunting he experienced.
Where do you reckon we can find this Billy Bones?
I'm sure we can find him in one of the inns, the waterside, probably.
That's a bit upmarket, isn't it?
It sounds better than it is. It's a pretty run-down place, the waterside. Probably the worst inn in all of Broken Bank, in fact.
Oh, perfect for hiring more people as well.
All right, and you think we just need to buy him a couple of drinks and we'll be...
Oh, he'll start talking, don't you worry. Just tell him you've heard of the rumours of his encounter, and he will not shut up about it.
All right. And is there any expectation on your side?
Well, Three Earrings did promise 10% cut of the hoard if we were to give information to any of her would-be adventurers that she sends up here occasionally.
Do you think she's lying?
I think it's a load of old bullshit. I think it's a dilapidated house with nothing in it. I think people are making up ghost stories because there's nothing better to do on this place but work.
So I want to do an insight check. Does Red think she's lying about the 10%?
Oh, do an insight check, yeah.
21.
She only got a 19. You get the impression that she's probably exaggerating the percent. It's probably more like 5%.
Alright.
But you don't think she's outright lying. You think that she was promised some like little stipend to kind of to give, but 10% sounds like a lot of a hoard. So yeah.
Well, alright. We'll get to it then. No time like the present, unless anyone has any more questions. She looks at Tank and Alpin.
Ghosts. They got legs as well. Right.
There's only one way for us to find out.
Well, let's go.
Alright.
Yep. Let's go.
Okay, so you make your way across to the other side, doing very back and forth, making your way through the muddy streets of Broken Bank. But you do eventually find yourself at the Waterside Inn. It's a very large, open. It looks like a fisherman's kind of warehouse. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's almost like a building that's got a dock inside it that was once used for fishing. But instead of now the dock, it's got a big boat that permanently sits there, and the boat has been basically turned into a bar. So the bartenders are standing on the boat, and the dock inside this warehouse goes up to the boat where you can order, and there's lots of little tables around the outside. It looks quite like quite cute, but in reality most of the boards are rotting and the tables are not very well cleaned, and there's lots of mould and stuff. It's might have been very fancy once, but its best years are far behind it. But should you ask at the bar, it wouldn't take long to find old Billy Bones, a human man with long, curly grey hair, a unkempt beard. Looks to be drinking alone in a corner with many a flagon of ale, empty flagon of ale in front of him. Who every time someone comes over to try and take it away, he kind of goes, "Get away," sort of thing.
Red will purchase another flagon of ale from the bar.
Yeah, it costs you like 5 copper.
And then she will go over to Billy Bones and sit down across from him at the table and hold, well, with her hand still holding it, like have the flagon of ale slightly pushed across the table. Just say, I heard you're an authority on the old Saltmarsh house.
He's kind of like wobbling a little bit, and he's like, aren't you a pretty lass? Oh, thank you for the ale. Another one come by to hear old Billy Bones tell his story.
Let's beat up a ghost. My friend is interested.
Points
You
at
can't
Tank.
beat him up, dear. They're horrible creatures.
Well, it's got a face, don't it? I can punch it.
I can tell you, it ain't so simple as that, lass. But what do you want to know about old Saltmarsh House? It's a nasty, haunted place. He kind of takes a big swig of the ale, Red.
Well, why don't you go on, Alfie?
No, I haven't got anything. I was gonna
Why
make
don't
it
you-
up on the spot.
Yeah, why don't you start at the top? We
Well,
heard the guy disappeared about 20 years ago.
that's the story, the old alchemist. His name was Balthazar, I believe. God, Scottish accent is so hard to say it. Balthazar, I believe. But, well, my own experience with it is, see, I went up there not that long ago. Only, 2 years ago now. They said there was a great alchemical gold hoard, and I thought, no such thing as ghosts. I never used to believe in ghosts. I was always, you know, a right-minded skeptic is what they called me. And he sort of does he kind of like bangs his head with his finger kind of thing, and he says, but look at me now. This is what they've done to me.
Yeah, you're a mess.
The poltergeists. Everyone thinks I'm mad. But I know what I saw. With my own 2 eyes. And he kind of points at his eyes. And he says, 2 years back. He kind of like leans in closer and kind of gestures. You sort of both leaning closer yourselves. And he's like, 2 years back. I confess I wandered in the back door of the house a couple of years ago, hoping to see some sign of this alchemical gold of hoard. But when I got there, all I could smell was free wine in the cellar, if you know what I mean. Like my kind of hoard. I started to descend the stairs from the kitchen, and I heard ghastly shrieks and piercing wails, and I ran as fast as I could, frightened out of my wits. I could feel the blood rushing through my veins, and, well, I never went back. That place, there's something wrong in that place. Whatever that
alchemist did. It's cursed it. Old Salt Marsh House, you best avoid it.
Wait, so there was a back door. You
Aye.
approached the back door.
I went into the kitchen. There was
You got as far as the kitchen, and then there was screaming, you said?
Well, I tried to go downwards. There was a set of stairs going down. I thought I could get some wine from the cellar. But, as soon as I did, ghastly shrieks, piercing wails. It was awful.
Did it sound like one set of shrieks and wails, or was there overlapping?
They were overlapping, my dear. You best stay far away from that place.
So there's also wine in the cellar?
Aye, that's what I thought. Aye, I could smell it.
He looks down at Hank and he's like,
I got a scent about it. I can smell wine from a mile away.
Well, if we go there, we'll bring you back a bottle, I suppose.
Well, thank you kindly, my little lass. But you best be careful. But you should be careful. The kitchen, the back door, it's quite a way through the house. You might be best served just going through the front, to be honest. The kitchen is right at the back of the house. Either way, there's a window at the back as well, I believe. I seem to remember. Near a garden. Yes, there's a few bushes growing berries, I believe. And then there's a window into the kitchen you could climb in if you want, or there's a back door that leads you through a living area round to the main entrance and back into the kitchen.
Front door, I don't think it matters. I'm just gonna punch these ghosts, get some alcohol, and job done.
Yep, sounds good to me.
How big is the house? 2 floors?
2 floors,
Basement.
aye. And definitely a basement. I saw the stairs going down myself.
And do you know where the alchemists used to do their business? Did they have a laboratory?
Well, aye, lass, the rumours were that people could see strange lights at night, and, well, I suspect if I was an alchemist, I'd doing who knows what kind of cursed experiments defying the prime deities themselves. Well, I would want to hide it from the knowing eyes, if you know what I mean. I reckon he was in the basement.
Yeah, that's where, scientists do stuff in the basement. As everyone knows that.
Exactly.
Because it's dark. So all their liquids don't get mushed up by the light.
If he was in the basement, then how do people see lights?
Well, I don't know, maybe he was summoning something. Maybe he was summoning the ghosts. And then at night, like heat, they would rise out of the basement and haunt the upstairs windows.
Alright, well,
What about this guy?
But people
Let's
have
recruit this guy.
definitely seen lights out of those upstairs windows. I know I have myself. You see it every month or so. A little flash, flash, flash.
alright.
Right, we'll bring you back a bottle of wine. That sounds fair to me.
I'll see that you do if you come back, and don't get yourself killed now.
You know if the doors are locked?
There, the back door that I went through certainly wasn't. I didn't dare try the front. That seemed
Pulls out her
too direct.
thieves' tools, and she's like,
I've got a key anyway, Red.
Alright.
We don't need no key. And he just like bashes his head on the table.
Alright, it looks like we've got our options covered. Thank you, Mr. Bones. I'll pay for another flagon and leave it at the bar.
Thank you kindly, lass. And I hope you've got a ghost of a chance of finding some wine in that cellar and getting out with your life.
She nods.
See you later, Bonesy.
See you later.
And yeah, she'll hand over another 5 copper at the bar and nod back to the guy and just say, that's for him.
They nod and they do take him over another flagon of ale, which he hoards like a dragon would. Right, so are you going to start heading out of Broken Bank towards Saltmarsh house?
Yeah.
Okay, so you head eastward now out of Broken Bank, about 4 miles, which takes you about just over an hour's travel to get there. The road to the house winds through the rocky coastal terrain, often offering a view of the sea below. Low clouds press upon you. Occasional patches of sunlight appear out over the water, and a stiff wind blows in off the waves, carrying the briny stink of churning salt water. The decrepit house sits on the highest ground in the area. Around it, a stone wall has crumbled in many places, exposing the interior grounds. An ornate metal gate lies open at the end of the road, swaying slightly in the wind. Wild flora grows throughout the inner yard, but all the years cannot hide the evidence of a well-tended garden that once sat there. Near the house, the rotted wooden roof of a water well rises out of the tall grass. And I will move you over to the map. If you'd like to place your tokens here at the bottom.
Well, I don't think Alpin's got vision
No,
on.
you don't. Does she have night vision?
Yes. Yeah, she does.
60.
I don't.
Low light.
Red will cantrip light on herself, on her
Should be
shield.
should be daylight still. I put it on like half, so maybe I've not put it on high enough. Daylight mode is on, but I'll turn the brightness up a bit. Is that a bit more visible now?
Yeah, I can see.
No.
Let me try, hold on.
I can't see, but when oh no, I can grab red.
I don't have a health bar. What's going on?
Have I put it in?
Hold on, stop checking out your tokens. Oh, it's because red's not got vision enabled, that's why.
Ray.
Low light. 1, boom. Then vision for tank.
I can't see.
Hold on, stop moving. Vision, night vision. 60, save. Right, should all be able to see now, hopefully.
Can't see my health bar. Weird.
Oh, let me see if I can adjust that. Oh, it's
I
got
can.
C enabled.
Maybe it's just being done.
Oh, I can't see my own.
Yeah, same. Weird. Can't see mine, but can
I
see.
can see yours, yeah.
Yeah, I can see Hanks and
Oh well.
Tanks and Alpha.
It's so weird. I don't know, it is set to C, so I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the general's not set to C. Let me try that.
Oh, Tank's name just appeared.
Tank.
Oh, Red's name just appeared.
Don't know if that helped. Can you see your health now?
Not with my own health. Nope.
I don't, that
Right.
must be a bug.
Yeah. Good
Oh.
old roll 20.
I'll disable it and then re-enable it and see if that works. What about now? Hannah?
Nope.
No, there must be a bug then. If you
It's
click
fine.
on,
I can see everyone else's.
can you click on
Yeah.
your token and see it though and edit it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can.
okay.
Yeah, I can do
It's
that.
fine. I don't. There must be a bug because I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you've it's reset your health before you leveled up or whatever. I don't think I updated your tokens.
Yeah.
Changed it.
Okay, awesome. So yes, if before you see this two-story building as I described. The stone wall in front of you is about sort of 6 feet tall and more or less sort of encloses the house, but is partially clapped in several places.
Alright, hey. Sniffing for ghosts. Go on, boy. I don't think Hank knows what a ghost smells like.
Definitely not. But if you want, you could do a general perception check to check around, sniff out anything. Ooh. Did I lag out?
20.
I don't think so.
I think
Did I
so.
know?
It's just not rolled for me, Hannah's thing.
I think
Oh,
she
okay.
got 20.
Weird. A 20, you would... I think you would just mostly get the scent... Oh, there we go, it finally rolled. Oh god, it's lagging like shit. I think you would just get a general sense of... I need to reload Roll20 because my thing is like crashing.
Yeah, mine was really laggy as well. Reload.
Yeah. Just gonna reload. Yeah, I think Hank would just get sort of a general sense of sort of rotten mould. No ghosts. He doesn't seem to be growling or anything. He's more just like sort of backing away slightly, just like, oh, it doesn't smell good.
Well, he can't smell nothing for now. I guess we try the door.
Go on then.
Alright.
Yeah, so
Alright.
if you moved up to the front door, it would be unlocked. So opening it, you would, inside, you would see, once my notes open, inside, the front door opens to a musty, dirty entrance hall. To your left, a corridor leads into the west wing of the house. The walls are bare and bits of smashed furniture lie upon the floor. Ahead of you, another corridor leads towards the rear of the house. A staircase on the eastern wall climbs to the next story, reaching it at a balcony that overlooks the entrance hall along its north and west sides. The stairs appear safe to climb, though the balcony rail is broken in several places. Under the stairs, at the north end of the hall, a third corridor leads east. Can whoever is leading the charge please make a either investigation check or a survival check?
That's
I
you
assume
two.
Tank is at the front. Yeah.
Good
Survival. Survival or what, sorry?
Or investigation?
Oh. Definitely survival.
Yeah, with a 10,
Okay.
you do notice that there is, Tank, you immediately notice a set of tracks along the floor. They seem to be heading from, I will draw them on for you. They seem to be heading like up this, kind of along this way and up this way. So both that way and then up that way.
He kind of looks down to Hank. He's like, alright, boy, there's tracks. Do your best.
Did you draw it on the dynamic lighting layer?
Yeah,
Natalie?
you might have done.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did. Whoops, sorry. Let me fix that. Apologies. I'll redraw.
Wow, this looks like my house. Well, except it's a lot bigger.
Like that. Oh wait, that's for fuck's sake.
Did you live with many people in your house?
Just my brother. And then he Yeah, let's not talk about that. He's hunting me, actually, so if we see him, let's just finish him off, yeah? You got that?
What does he look like?
Looks like me, except uglier and a man. And he's one of those, what do you call it? Oh, the police.
She's actually thinking, and I'm trying to look for it.
There's a lezo.
No. Planet Order.
Do you do a history check to see if you know what the Claret Order is, Fred?
Yup. 18.
18. Very good. So you would know that how much 18 is quite a lot of information, and even Tank would have heard of them as well, although maybe not in as much detail as Red. The Claret Orders were formed long ago, centuries ago, when a humble priest of the Raven Queen prayed for a way to protect his people and the lands, and the Raven Queen blessed him with the ancient secrets of blood magic, and he trained his most trusted friends in the techniques of hemocraft, and they sacrificed a portion of their humanity in exchange for power to defend their dominion at the time from devils and undead that were brimming within the Marrow Valley. They sealed away the source of this evil, and now the Claret Orders are committed their lives to basically hunting monsters that threaten the sanctity of life throughout, particularly Wildmount, but throughout the entirety of Exandria. They're also largely considered like rumour and myth in most places. They don't have any sort of standing government or group or any allegiance with that. The average person, you'd be kind of, probably with the fact that Alfwins say it, I would maybe assume Red might be like, maybe she's just kind of stupid and crazy.
Seen within the Dwendalian Empire, are they legal, illegal?
They're not even, I mean, you're not even sure if the Dwendalian Empire believes they're real or not. There might be people high up who know the reality of their existence. In terms of legality and illegality, I don't think there would be any official laws surrounding them. There wouldn't be an official law saying, you can't kill monsters or do this. They don't seem to bother the Empire enough for the Empire to really give them any much thought, to be honest.
Just say, well, it sounds like it would be interesting to meet him.
No, it wouldn't. He thinks I'm possessed, and he's trying to kill me. I had to. That's why I originally got on the Wave Chaser, to escape him from Port Damali.
What made him think you're possessed?
He's insane.
Oh.
He got too big for his boots, and he's always been obsessed with me in a weird way. He thought I was acting weird, and it just got more strange.
So we're just meant to take your word over his, then?
Yeah, I suppose you are.
Red gives Alphen a piercing look.
Do I seem possessed to you?
Well, might be if we keep talking in a haunted room.
Yeah, good point, Tank.
Which way is the tracks going?
So the tracks are heading eastward and then northward. So they originate to your left and then are going north along that line.
Going north. Right.
So that they're coming from the west to the north. So I'll draw arrowheads on them like that.
All right. Well, so it's going this way, so let's follow it.
Remember, we're here to find the gold, not punch ghosts, Tank, though I know you're excited to do so.
Oh, I'm excited, but we might as well get rid of these ghosts and then we can find it.
So as you get
How
to
about
that corridor tank, you do see on either side of this corridor, there is a door here, and there is also a door at the end of the corridor. And there's also it goes off to the right here, the corridor as well.
Can Alfred skulk at the back, like stealthily?
Absolutely, make a stealth check for me.
Well, there's this door. We can have a look. Is it open? Does it open?
If you try to open it, it would open.
Nice.
I'll tell you what you see inside before you proceed. Inside this room, you see 2 stuffed armchairs stand near the fireplace of this room. The covers of both have been torn and the stuffing has been pulled out, but the wooden frames are intact. A broken table lies on the floor near the north wall. Can you make a... Oh, you're not quite inside. Wait, are you going to head inside?
He's got to pop his head in, yeah.
Make a perception check for me.
Disadvantaged one. I don't know how you do all this thing, but...
I can set up on your thing. 11. You don't particularly see anything out of the ordinary.
Like a broom closet by the looks of it.
Oh yes, a bone. What was it?
Okay, doesn't see any treasure in there. Next door.
Yeah, if you were to open this door... Then inside this room, you would see that at one time a long table stood in the centre of this room, but now it lies broken on the floor. A broken chair sits against the wall between the windows, and there is a heap of broken dishes in the northwest corner. It looks like a dining room, or what once was a dining room, but now it lies in disrepair.
No food in this dining room. I'm sure Hank would have smelled that out first thing. Wouldn't you, boy? Gives him a pat on the head.
Yeah, he kind of shakes his tail a little bit, but he does look a little bit nervous. At the end of this hallway, Hank, you do see a door that is wide open. You get the impression this might have been the door that Billy Bones came in, maybe. Looks like a back door.
See? Oh, no. Well, what's this door?
And if you open this door, then inside, is that obstructing
I'll
your
see
vision?
nothing.
Why is that obstructing your vision? I think I've drawn on the dynamic lighting layer again. Something. Here I have. There we go. Should be able to see now. Yeah, you can. So inside this room, you see this is a kitchen. It's dirty and damp, and there's patches of grey mould and cobwebs on the floor, walls, and ceiling. In the southwest corner is some iron cooking equipment with a chimney above, and next to it under the window is a cracked and discoloured stone sink. To the right of the sink, a small closed wooden cupboard is fixed to the wall about 5 feet above floor level. Against the far wall, a flight of wooden stairs leads upwards from west to east. The woodwork of the staircase is decayed and a few of the treads are missing.
Well,
You can see the tracks now are heading into this area beyond. There's a door here to your right, and they are heading beyond the door into this way.
alright, boy, I'm gonna open the door, and you're gonna sniff the air, okay? Good boy.
Ooh,
Open
Alfwin,
door.
did you step over here, Alfwin?
He went more like that.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. If
If
you
She's looking under the staircase, basically.
doesn't look like there's anything particularly under there as far as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
If you open the door, all red. When you step there, Can you do a just stealth check? It's not, you're not being stealthy, but it's to recognize if yeah. Okay, almost definitely. So as you get there, Red, you sort of look behind you and see this is like slight hole in the ground on the floor, and you start to hear this like scuttering sound as these creatures suddenly, these insectoid creatures start quickly burrowing out of the hole and just start charging in your direction. So let me quickly reveal them. They look like giant centipedes. Can I please have everyone roll initiative for me?
Does Alwyn still count as hidden?
So I'm going to say, because I think it's a really cool rule from Pathfinder, so I'm going to sort of slightly steal it, that you'd get advantage on your initiative, because... Why is it giving all the fucking... Hold on.
Oh.
Let me remove all the turn order, sorry. You can re-roll it.
She already has Assassinate.
Oh, how does Assassinate work? I can't actually remember.
Well, it kind of just makes it a bit... You know...
How does Assassinate work? I can't honestly remember.
It gives you advantage if you go before someone else is gone, but if she just has advantage on initiative anyway, then it basically just cancels it out.
I don't think it does.
No, Assassinate gives you advantage on attack rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, initiative. Oh, God, yeah, I'm stupid. Okay.
Yeah, so you get advantage on your initiative, and then...
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Thank you. That's awesome, man. It works really well.
Yeah, so 18, very nice. Why is this glitching out? Oops. What the fuck? Why can't I select this thing? Oh, it's got the wrong layer this way. Let's Tank, and then Hank goes on your turn, doesn't he, Tank?
I'm just trying to read to see. Yeah, I think he does, but...
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Okay. Giant centipede is up first, which is quite fitting. Load the count sheet up. Oh, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that bullshit of authenticating every fucking time now. Let's just change the permissions. So this giant centipede is going to try and attack you. 14 to hit. Misses on Red.
Yeah.
Alfwin, it's your go.
Alfwin, so... God. She's going to shoot. And she has advantage at this one here.
I think that was... No, it wasn't. That was the one in the corner that went. So yes, that one hasn't gone yet. So you do get advantage on that one. 5 or a 21 definitely hits.
I think I'll take the 21. And then her sneak attack. Got the sneak attack.
That's, no, I think it did include the sneak attack.
What did it?
Yeah, 3 piercing, 5 sneak.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Total
yeah.
of 8.
Oh yeah. It just I didn't read that.
So it does instantly kill it.
Nice.
And then bonus action. She will. On your current turn, okay, so you can't hold it for next time. Right?
For what, sorry?
Steady aim.
Yeah, you have to do it on your turn.
Yeah. She'll move. And then a bonus action, she'll try and hide sort of out of their sight.
Do a stealth check for me. Yeah, you're very well hidden. This giant centipede is dead. That's a good one. Everyone took out. So Red, it is your go.
Nice. Let's go with Does voice of command come attacks or voice of authority? Yeah, it does. Oh, one weapon attack. Damn. Could have let you shoot again, Alfwin. But I will keep it simple for now. I will mace. With my mace, I will bonk this one up the top.
Okey-doke.
Macy bonk.
Does definitely hit.
Macy damage. Bonk.
Does kill it.
Yeah. I will move slightly up so that Tank and Hank can have some fun as well. That's my turn.
So up next is Giant Centipede, which is dead. Tank, it's your go.
Well, I'm not opposed to punching some insect faces. If I can remember how to do it. Punch.
7 does miss, unfortunately.
And then I think it's a bonus action to tell Hank to do something. So,
Okay.
bonus action. Attack.
Hank to attack. He gets pack tactics, right? Because he's
Tactics bite. Yeah. Attack +6.
oh, he
Oh.
also misses, unfortunately.
Okay. That's it.
Back round to this giant centipede, which is going to randomly strike out at either Red, Tank, or Hank. I didn't actually call it out, and I rolled a d4, so let me do that again. 1, 2 Red, 3, 4 Tank, 5, 6 Hank. So Red. So this one will do a bite attack. What's that wants to do? Okay. So that is an 11, which does miss you, Red.
It does.
At the top of the round, which is now round 2, you see out of the hole, now sort of piling on top of each other, so I will move these around slowly. Comes... And they're going to start sort of climbing up the wall and moving round. So 1, 2, 3. This is just to make space, really. But I'll put them round like that, but I won't give them flanking because they're just they're all coming out of the hole, so they're all kind of climbing all over the walls. If you imagine that,
Bruce.
yeah. So more are coming out of this hole. The giant centipede's here, so I do need to roll initiative for them now. So let me just quickly check which ones I've got initiative for, because I fucked up there. So I've got those two, so I need to go initiative button, initiative button, initiative button. Cool. I'll reset initiative order. So giant centipede here is going to attack 1, 2 Tank, 3, 4 Hank. So Hank.
My boy.
So he's going to try and bite Hank. Misses though. Alfwin, it's your go. And your fucking assassinator is going to be real fucking good in this combat because lots of these haven't taken turns.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, so she's gonna... Can she sneak up behind this one?
Absolutely.
And slash it with her dagger.
Yeah.
With advantage.
21 definitely hits.
What?
10 damage does kill it.
She'll move there. And she'll bonus action dagger.
With advantage again, because it hasn't taken its turn.
Oh yeah.
23 hits.
It's just 1d4.
You don't have 2 weapon fighting, do you?
No.
So it wouldn't. Yeah, so just 1d4. 4 is enough though. Exactly what you needed to kill this one as well.
And then her bonus action, she'll disengage.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
You did use your bonus action.
Oh shit, yeah, to do a second attack, yeah.
Yeah.
But she's not actually next to any, so she'll just get back around here.
Yeah, very nice. This giant centipede is dead, so I'll take it off turn order. This giant centipede is also dead, so take it off turn order. Red, it's your go.
How worried should we be about these centipedes? She's gonna... Either way, she's gonna hit this one up here.
Do a quick perception check for me, by the way, Red. Just... You're a very perceptive person, so... 13. You do notice that there's like a rumbling sound from this, from the hole. It sounds like more are coming.
Sounds like more are coming. If we can block the hole or something, that would be good. There's a big stove thing there.
15 does hit.
Eh.
And you kill
8
this one as
damage.
well.
Nice. Seeing as there's more coming and there could be a threat, I will spend a precious spell slot on Hank. I will cast Shield of Faith on
Very
Hank.
nice. Which buffs his AC, right?
Yeah, his AC gets +2, and he can use his reaction to make a melee attack because of my voice of authority.
Oh, very nice. If you want to do that for him, then Hannah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And he gets advantage because of pack tactics.
Oh, my
It's gonna be an
boy.
equal situation.
But he does miss, unfortunately. Oh, Hank not doing so hot. But Tank is up next.
Hank heard you, Red. Boy, hold down fort. He's gonna try and reach the stove over the top of this bug, unless it's like huge. I don't know how big it
It
is.
is a giant centipede, so it is a medium-sized creature. So it's not like it's like probably it's very sort of. Actually, no, it is a small beast technically. So it is, but it's still big. It's still like cat-sized, I'd say, or like slightly bigger than a cat.
Can I like step next to it just for like a second to like pull this down?
Yes, but I will make you do. I will raise the DC of any athletics check you take to move that because they're. Or no, in fact, they'll get opportunity attacks if you do that because I think that's sort of stepping into their space and then technically stepping back out. You're not technically out of their range, but I think that kind of makes sense with like you kind of giving up your opportunity to just go through them essentially to grab that and move to knock it down. Do you think that sounds fair?
But I'm gonna just punch it instead.
Okay.
Punch.
Hits. 4 does kill it.
Now I stand there. And then Hank, bonus action. I have to command him every time, which I didn't know. It's super annoying. But he's going to bite this thing. Button.
21 definitely hits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, easily, yeah. He grabs the centipede, like starts shaking it around in his mouth like a chew toy, and he just throws it over here against the door.
Nice. If he's on my turn, can I still move my character?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's alright.
Yeah?
But you wouldn't be able to drag this, that would be an action to move it.
Just...
You're cutting out a bit, Hannah.
Just
Oh,
put your
sorry.
shell in the hole. Just lie down on top of it.
Well, that's what I was thinking about doing. Yeah, I'm gonna just like lay on it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could do that.
Put my back
This
to it.
one's dead. Well, Hank, you do suddenly start to feel
Yep.
more of these things. They are getting sort of stuck behind you. So there is technically they're all in the hole. I'm not gonna roll initiative for them yet because they're not out of the hole. I'll do it on this sort of top of the round, but they are because they're directly on the hole, so they are going to make 2 attacks against you. I am going to make them roll at disadvantage because they're all kind of like grabbed up. Oh no, actually no, I'm not going to make them roll disadvantage. But I'm going to argue that the poison damage will not go off unless they crit, because I don't really see how they can penetrate your shell from this angle, really. So I'm going to make 2 attacks, just normal. 19 is not a crit. Both 19s. So you do take 10 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
But no poison.
Oh, somebody better get inside to plug this thing off.
They're like biting at your shell and like, you know, it is like they are piercing through it slightly, but not enough to get the poison off. This one is dead, so it is Alfwin next.
Did you see that barrel?
Yes, you definitely could if you've opened the door, which I believe you have. So yes, you would be able to see that barrel.
Okay. So where did she start? Gonna move 25 foot. Grab the barrel.
Yeah.
Can she pull it?
It's quite heavy, so I will say do an athletics check. It's not a super high DC, a DC of 10. Just because you are a small creature as well. Yeah, it's going to be... you can still move it, but it's going to be a case of it cuts your speed in half.
Yeah. So how far did she move? I mean, it was an action to drag the barrel.
It would be an action to drag the barrel, yeah.
Okay. Then she will use her bonus action to move it. Move another 15 feet with the barrel. So the barrel's...
Yeah, here, so that's fine. I'll get rid of some of these corpses so they're not in the way. And the barrel is next to you. I will draw a little circle. The barrel is... Oh, very
There
well
we
done.
go.
Nice. Oh crap, I deleted the good one.
Hang on, I'll do it again.
Yeah. Is that your turn though, Alfwin?
Yeah, that's everything.
Red, it's your go.
She is gonna move here and ready the action to wrench the fucking stove or whatever it is out of that space and plug the hole with it if she can.
Okay, make an athletics check for me.
Oh shit, I didn't even see that.
That's what Red was shouting out. Huh! Pretty strong, but I'm not trained. 13. I do have a point of inspiration, which I will use if that's going to fail.
It does seem pretty fucking heavy, so I'll say that much.
Yo!
Natural 20, you've
Hey!
definitely... I will say with that alone, you not only sort of push Hank out the way, but you slam the stove down onto the hole and you hear like a ching 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 as these things try and slam through, but eventually they quieten down and combat is no more as you have dealt quite well with the threat of the giant centipedes.
Alpha's going to take a barrel and put it on the oven as well.
Yeah, extra blockage.
Some killer bugs. I wasn't expecting that.
That was very brave, Tank.
What's the here for if not to block things?
Well, if we need to go down into the basement, we know what we'll be facing. Amongst, potentially, your punchable ghosts. Maybe we should search the upstairs first.
Yeah. If you think that's wise, what do you think, Hank? You smell anything? Does he smell anything? Anything living?
Do a perception check if you want.
Yeah.
15. Just double check.
How long does Shield of Faith last?
Minute.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Oh,
nice. He'd start walking over here more, I think, Hank would. And he seems quite interested in whatever this room is, but I think, do an insight check for you, Tank. With advantage, because it's Hank. Yeah, you it's like the impression when he smelt like a cat or something. He seems like overly interested in it, and he's just kind of like, but not in necessarily a good way. He's just like, something in there, don't like it.
There's something in here. Oh, what is it, boy? Is it in this room?
No, in this room.
Oh,
he's like sort of growling at it slightly.
Is he doing like the pointer thing, where he like nose towards it, or
a little bit?
Really.
But he more seems like he's smelling some kind of animal, and he doesn't like it.
Hank's gonna like rummage through. What could it be, boy?
Okay, in that
What
case,
is
if you're doing that, then do another perception or investigation or perception with advantage. 12. As you're looking on the chimney above the fireplace, you do notice there's like a stone out of place on the chimney itself. Like it looks out of place slightly. Let me quickly do a check as well in private.
Not very good at decorating in here. Lots of things out of place. It says as he kicks stuff over on the floor, making them out of place.
Maybe if they're alchemists, they have a secret lair down somewhere.
With a 12 as well, Hank, up the chimney, you hear like a scuttling sound.
Bug.
More than bugs, I reckon.
You reckon you could probably pull the stone out and, maybe...
Yeah, he's unturning everything. Touching the stone.
If you pull the stone
everything
out, make a sleight of hand or stealth check for me.
Okay. Or stealth.
Or stealth, up to you.
Okay.
13. Just checking their passive perception. No, it's not very good. You do manage to pull this rock out, and within you do find a wooden box, which when you open, you find that there is 30 silver pieces inside. And there are these like small pouches of like what looks like kind of alchemical powders. Do a quick Arcana check for me just to see if Tank has dealt with any like selling. More just not that he would have worked with them, but I'm more thinking like if he'd. Yeah, I was more thinking if he'd like sold stuff like this before.
Yeah.
Just sort of useful kind of magical art, material components. I think with a 10, he probably has seen similar stuff. He thinks they tend to go for fairly pricey stuff, like 5 gold each. So there's a couple of pouches that you probably sell for about 10 gold.
Oh, some more shady fellas than I like this one.
Alfred's gonna pat Hank and be like,
Good boy, finding the money.
He's still staring like directly at the chimney. He does not like it.
Oh, is it the insect spore? Is it the same thing?
As you move into the room, Ren, because it's 2 people in the room now, I will require you to make a stealth check as well.
Oh, I'm helping.
You're actually okay.
Hey.
You're actually alright. Nothing seems to have noticed you.
Remember, it's meant to be alchemical gold, Alfwin.
Well, he did a good job anyway, finding more of it.
Certainly.
What does alchemical gold mean anyway? Is that like fool's gold, or like lead to gold, or is it an actual gold?
I think by whatever means it's ended up as actual gold.
Well, I can trust that.
Anything else we need to do in here, Tank?
I'm still concerned about this chimney. It's gonna start like poking all those rocks in it, but yeah,
If
nothing.
you're poking all the rocks, then suddenly these swarms of spiders start crawling out of the chimney. I will require you to make an initiative roll.
No.
Before that was happening, Alfwin was like patting Hank, and he's like,
Come on, boy, find some more money.
Got ourselves a coin hound.
And I need Alfwin's initiative as well.
Shit, yeah. She wasn't being stealthy, obviously.
Yeah, assumed not. Okay. Swarm of insects. So these ones are going on Hank. Or Tank, sorry. Because he was poking around on the rocks of the chimney. So they will attack you. And they are occupying space as well. We'll shrink them so they're like, I'm gonna bring them to the front as well. Actually bring them to front, there we go. Oh no, I did it on Hank, hold on. To back, there we go. So it does miss. Alfwin, it's your go.
Gonna step there. She'll shoot the one on Tank.
Okie doke.
Well, actually, she'll steady aim, shoot the one on Tank.
Oh, did you move before?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you can't
Oh,
move.
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
She can see it from there, though.
Okay,
so
yeah, she can do that, definitely, then. $11 just misses, unfortunately. As you're trying to steadily aim the shot, you can't quite hit these bugs and these spiders that are all crawling over Tank.
Yeah, she'll stay there, though.
The other ones are going to rush up to Red, go on her space, and make an attack. Do you miss, though? Red, it's your go.
Mace. The one's on me.
It does miss, unfortunately. Trying to get them off, it's proving difficult to actually kill any significantly.
No, I'll leave that for now. That's me.
Hey, Tank, it's your go.
Oh, been these not spiders. Oh, God. I might use my claws. Claw attack. He's not gonna command Hank this time. He's just gonna use his claws.
Double claw. 12 does hit. The 14 also hits. You have killed about half of them now.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
I think so. Oh, hang on. I'm a pugilist. I have things, right? Let's have a look.
I don't understand how shooting a bird, an insect, on someone doesn't hurt a person.
Yeah. That-
Perfectly side on.
I'll save my moxie for now. That's
okay.
it.
This one with Intex is going to attack you again, Tank.
Mhm.
But they do have less than half HP now, so don't do quite as much damage. Do hit. So they do 7 points of piercing damage to you.
Okay.
Alf, when it's your go again.
She's gonna move in this time. She's gonna attack the one on Hank first.
Mm-hmm.
A dagger.
Does hit. Oh my god, and you kill.
No, it's not sneak attack. Oh wait,
It would be sneak attack.
because yeah,
Next to- Yeah, that one's fucking dead. Kill off the rest of
Yeah.
them.
one on red.
16 hits.
This is
No sneak attack
Oh,
and no
where's the
modifiers, so it's just a
D4?
2.
Yeah.
2 points of damage.
is it?
Yeah, because you rolled a
That's
2.
4 plus 9.
The
Oh, right,
nine-
yeah.
The 9's from the sneak attack, so...
I keep not looking at that top bit and just looking at the overall damage for some reason.
Mm.
Yeah, 2.
Cool, is that your go?
Yeah.
Okay, these ones are still going to be attacking red. So, boom. You do miss though with a 5. I'm trying to bite on her armour. Red, it is your go.
Get off of me. Huh.
Do miss, unfortunately.
But with Tank looking a little bit worse for wear, I will spend a ale slot to Healing Word.
4 points of healing.
You're welcome. And if you are in range, you can make a melee attack as with your reaction. The voice of
Yeah.
authority. Get these things off me, Tank. Please.
Fine.
Oh,
Damn
he
it.
does miss though, unfortunately.
Oh,
But he is up next, so he won't be able to live up to what you asked of him.
let's go.
Alright, let's get these bastards.
Natural 1 misses, but the 17 does hit. Six points of damage.
I think I can do a third one with some moxie. Let me just check. Immediate attack action on the day. You spend 1 moxie to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So 1 more.
So 1 more. 7 does miss, unfortunately. Not rolling so well as
Dang.
Tank this game.
Yeah.
After the last ones, you're rolling super well. Alfwin is your go.
Yeah, she's gonna try and dagger him.
23. Oh, yeah, it's on the left, so you definitely would hit for 16 damage, and that is enough to kill it
Nice.
outright. And with that, combat is over. Oops, sorry.
Getting my ass kicked by some spiders. Not proud of it much.
I guess they can just get under the shell.
Yeah, finicky bastards.
Hank just starts barking.
Ooh. What you barking for, boy? You found something else?
Yeah, he's just staring at the spiders on the floor, just whoa.
Oh, good boy, you go step on them.
He starts to, yeah, he picks one up in his mouth and kind of shakes it a little bit and spits it out.
Good boy.
Well, so far we've determined this house is not fit for living in, but not much else.
It's not that bad. It's only got a few spiders. It looks structurally stable.
And she like hits the wall.
And do a strength check for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just yeah, seems fine. Seems really structurally stable.
Well, we're here for a purpose. Let's shall we head upstairs or should we explore the other side down here?
Well, if we thought the gold is in the basement, maybe we should go straight down.
Well, we better be prepared to face those centipedes.
Oh yeah. Let's go upstairs then. They're disgusting.
All right, upstairs.
Yeah.
There's the stairs.
So yeah, you can see a set of stairs in the kitchen at the end. I'll drag all your tokens.
Kitchen stairs.
Bear with me.
Is that one in the other room going down or up?
Down. That one is going down. You get the impression, Alfred, that's the one that Billy Bones was describing.
Do we need to have a little rest before we go up?
Do you want
Just want to have a look. When do you get Moxie back? Is it a long or short rest?
Short rest, I'm pretty sure.
Is it short rest? Oh,
Let
okay.
me look. I'm on it now. You regain all expended Moxie points when you complete a short or long rest.
Oh, cool. I thought it was long. Yeah, might as well have a rest then. I am less than half health.
Yep,
Yeah.
fine by me.
Okay. Yeah, so you can spend an hour taking a short rest if you'd like. I will roll a d20.
Well, I was going to say, should we go outside? Like, it's like right there.
Oh yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Absolutely. Still will roll a d20. Yeah, over the course of the hour you don't face any encounters. So you can take a short rest unimpeded.
Nice.
During the hour, Alfwin would be like,
Do you think they'd let me have this house if we cleared it out?
I don't think anyone else is making a claim on it right now, so yeah.
Be a good hideout for my brother. And also, I can put all my shit here. Not that I have any.
Gonna say. But yeah, by all means. You wanna give it a name?
The shit house.
Oh, nice.
Or Buckleborough.
Perfect. You have to get a fancy sign made up.
No, I'll paint it on a board and shove it on the side. But I have a big sign that says, "No salesman."
You can do it right now while we're rested.
You
Carve it with your dagger.
know I will.
and she sort of gets one of these branches, carves Alfwin's house, stay the fuck out, Buckleborough at the bottom, and then she just like tries to impale it around near the front door.
Amazing. Yeah, I totally
Buckleborough
allow
for
you to do
life.
that. Saltmarsh House, now known as the Fuckleborough.
And she comes back, she's like,
You two are free to stay whenever you want.
Very kind.
No problem.
What is your position on the the insects currently in your home?
Yeah, we'll get rid of them.
All right. Sounds
I
like a
trust
plan.
you.
So you heading back in?
Yeah.
And are you heading upstairs via the kitchen?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oops, let me put it here.
copy and move you up. Second map, bear with me. Move you over. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, you can, but it's dark. Yeah, it's much darker up here. There's less windows, less light coming through. I will describe what you do see though. Is that you see, as you make your way up the stairs, you see along the north wall of this area, a staircase descends to the ground floor. This is the one you come up, obviously. And the treads, as you make your way up, you do notice they're quite loose and perilous, but you do manage to make your way up without any issues. You do see another staircase along the east wall, as you see climbs to the upper level, perhaps the attic. But this stair is mostly collapsed. Only the lowest 6 steps are still intact, and there's no easy access to the hole in the ceiling to where the staircase used to lead. A heap of rotten timber lies in the northeast corner.
Oh, can't see nothing.
Do you have any torches or a light?
Yeah, Red will cast. Is there anything you want to be lit up, Tank?
Can you light up my eyes? That might be the best place.
Well, sure. She'll cast the light cantrip on Tank's eye patch.
Yeah, I suppose the eye patch wouldn't blind him, actually, now you think about it. I was going to say, if you did it on the eyes directly, it would definitely blind him, but... yeah, so Tank is now emitting 20... I think it's 2020, the light one.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, so...
Right. Well, thanks. I can see now. Although I did mean my eyeball, remaining eyeball.
Brad, you might as well do mine as well. Come on.
You can only have it going on one thing at a time, I'm afraid. You'll have to take turns.
Shit.
The Tank, you get to the end of the corridor. You see that the path turns left. And if you were to look down the corridor, you would see on your left a door here and a door here, and then the corridor heads much further down the full length of the house, but it does seem to come to an intersection here where you can either head east or west.
So we got a load of doors again. I know how you like locked doors there, Alfred.
But it should be open if it's my house. This place is a fucking dump.
If you open this door,
Is this one open?
yeah. When you open this door, inside you see that this room appears to be used for storage. There's a large ill-made oak chest stands under a window. Its lid closed. Elsewhere in the room lies 3 broken wooden chairs, 2 splintered wooden buckets, and a mildewed sack. Just inside the door is a heap of clothing, and these garments have collected little dust, actually, appearing to have been placed here only recently.
Well, someone's been in your house already.
The fuck? What the fuck? I just claimed it!
What is it? What's this?
In that corner is a trying to find out what that is. I think it's a mildewed sack.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
How's Hank reacting to this room?
Have a perception check for him if you'd like.
Yeah.
Alfwin's gonna check what's in the box.
18. He starts smelling the cloves, and then he starts looking off in kind of like a southeasterly direction, kind of moving that way, but he doesn't go too far because obviously he knows not to go too far from you.
No.
Alfwin, you open the box and you see immediately there is a heap of rotted clothing inside.
laundry soiled long ago with the house's former owner, probably. There's lots of wool socks in there, almost an inordinate number.
Is this a window?
Yes, it is a window.
She's going to open a window and chuck the box out.
Yeah, you could easily, and the box falls out and you hear a loud crashing sound outside.
Don't want any of that shit in here.
It's going to look in the direction that Hank is looking, which was there and there.
He's
Yes.
more heading down the corridor outside. He's like moving. I don't want the wrong layer. He's like moving down here and heading in like this direction, but you know he keeps coming back because he's like, "You coming?" He's like moving this way, and then
I'm coming, boy. Hold on.
and then if you were to follow him, he'd go all the way. And so this way, you'd come to the top of the balcony, so you can see into the front part of the house where you came in. But he doesn't go down the stairs. He goes past the door up here, and he comes to this door, and he starts he scratches at the bottom of the door.
Good boy. You can have a nice treat when we get back. Go on, man. Scooch over.
Yeah, he scooches over. Are you going to open the door?
Yeah.
And just check something.
I didn't realise you can use the arrow keys to move around.
Oh my
I
god.
did not know that
Bing,
either.
bing, bing,
Holy
bing,
fuck.
bing, 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 bing,
Just checking something.
Great.
We were dragging one by one, and I was like, wait a minute, it'd be cool if you could. Oh, shoot.
And you can also... You can do your movement really easily, because it's just 6.
Mm-hmm.
You're 5, but Alfwin, but...
You can even do diagonals if you press some arrows at the same time.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I've got the wrong room.
How's it taken us that long to realise that?
Sorry, he would have actually gone to the far end room. Oh, sorry, that's my bad.
Okay.
He would have gone
Sorry?
to this one. And if you go to open this one, it does appear to be locked. However, do you make a perception check for me?
Okay.
$15. Like you spot, like the door is
this one.
locked, but it's the first one. So, the 15. Oh, it's with disadvantage. Yeah, you don't notice then, but Red and Alphen could do a check for this as well. Because it's not exactly hidden.
I mean, is it a disadvantage on stuff that you can see, or just everything?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But this is to see. So as you like Hank is like Tank's moving the door like it won't open, it's locked. But both of you just look down, and it's almost like this is key just placed next to the like door on the floor, but it's almost like really like obviously placed there. It's just like, oh, someone's like locked the door and just left the key on the floor there so someone could find it easily.
Wait, the key is next to the door or it's under the other side?
No, it's next to the door, like quite obviously there, like on the like it might be on like a little like a part of the wall that sticks out slightly, just resting there.
Lose
They
an
put it out
eye.
to the
You have
people.
disadvantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight and on ranged attack rolls.
Okay, cool. Just on site things then. Someone pointing it out to Tank, the key.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't very good at hiding it, were they? He picks it up.
So yeah, when you open this door, you notice immediately that in the south east corner of this decayed bedroom lies a man. He is alive, though bound and gagged, and he is clad only in undergarments. Like he's got boxer shorts on with little love hearts on them, and he appears to have no weapons or equipment. And he kind of looks up at you like,
Oh, there's a naked guy in here. Walks in.
Owen looks in and
Angela.
she's like,
I appreciate the effort, mate, but I'm not into that.
oh, when you step there, Tank, hold on,
Oh,
because you
yeah,
stepped
yeah.
on the shaded part of the floor. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Oh, yeah.
Although I will say, you would be able, as you notice, you would be able to notice this shaded section is looks like it's sagging on the floor. You did not need a perception check to make that. Yeah, it looks like it's sagging.
I think Tank is pretty aware of how heavy he is. But...
Yeah, so that's fine. I mean, you did pass the dex save regardless, but I just forgot to read that out to you. That's fine. So
Okay. Just step around it and barge through this piece of furniture.
you could step around it. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh no, he's barging through it.
You barge through the bit of furniture.
Pulls the gag off.
Yeah, as you pull it off, he's like, wait, go get this voice right.
My name's Ned Snakeshaft. Thanks for saving me.
You seem very calm for someone who's been tied up in my bedroom.
Well, I'm awful glad for you saving me.
Oh, well, what are you doing in here? All tied up. Who tied you up?
Well, it was one of those,
It's quickly reading something.
I can't say I did see the attack of sea, nor have I heard any sound since. I felt an awful smash to the back of my head, and then I woke up and I was bound and gagged on the floor.
Oh, weren't them centipedes, was it? Oh, they crafty.
I don't think it was any bug personally, but
He kind of turns his head round. He's got this like big lump on the back of his head, and he's like,
Where were you when you got hit?
I was downstairs last time. I think I was. I heard rumors of a alchemist gold hoard, and I'm a bit of an adventurer.
Don't get any ideas, that's our gold in my house.
Tank's gonna go to untie him unless anyone stops him.
No?
Just like pull off the ropes, just not even bother with the Dexy stuff. Just like yank.
just really hurt him.
Yeah.
As if you untie him, he gets up and he says,
Now, I don't suppose you've found any of my clothes and equipment around. I had a satchel and a hat and a nice brown waistcoat and a white undershirt with a pair of brown and pocketed pants.
which does
Probably all mouldy by now.
it does match the description of the fresh clothes you found in the other room.
Tank only remembers the mouldy ones.
Yeah, there's some in the other room, but I threw the socks out the window. Well, the mouldy ones.
Oh, what a relief. I feel awful cold in this weather. This old creaky place, it gives me the spooks.
Well, we could take you to those clothes, I suppose, but then you gotta go, because we gotta get this money.
Well, I'll be awful honest. I'm awful spooked. I don't want to mess around with no ghosts. This is a bit too much for old Ned Snakeshaft. I don't suppose you lot could consider taking me back to town and leaving this damn place.
Well, alright, but you gotta wait outside until we're done, alright?
I really don't want to wait. This place is more spooky than I could have possibly imagined. I don't want all of us stand up all tied up in the room upstairs again.
Well, you're either waiting or go by yourself. I don't care.
Please, I must implore you all. This place is quite clearly haunted. Do you not see the lump on the back of my head? What they done
Did
to
you
me?
see a ghost?
No, I did not, but I've heard things. I've heard awful screeches and noises.
Well, the only noises we've heard are from insects.
Well, either way, whatever got me, it's sure to come back. This place isn't safe.
Hey, you don't want to be a pirate, do you?
Pirates, you say, that's a bit of law outside of old Ned Snakeshaft's kind of work, but,
Well, come on! You might as well! Oh!
I've more been looking for, kind of strange artifacts, peculiars and whatnot.
Oh, well, our captain's got a strange artifact, actually. She risked all our lives and didn't pay us for it.
Well, she sounds like an awful captain, if you don't mind me saying so.
Yes, she is, but, she's got this weird staff. You might be interested in that. And she always leaves it in the room unlocked.
Well, I have quite the dream, you see, to set up my own, on Broken Bank. I want to set up the old, Ned Snakeshaft Museum of Oddities.
We don't want no museum owner for the pirate.
It was my dream to find whatever alchemist gold and what other mysteries might lie in such a haunted place and display them in my museum. I've set up a shack.
Museum, man. No one cares about your museum. All right, let's go.
Well, I'm sure people will care once I've got artifacts like this, rather this, I'm not even talking to you, I'm talking to this gentleman over here. You say that there's a special rod that, do you think your captain may be willing to barter with old Ned Snakeshaft? I would love to put something on my museum. Currently I have nothing to show. My last oddities I had on display were stolen by some awful rapscallions.
Well, if you travelled with us for a while, she might let you. Maybe.
Looks around. Scratches her hair.
Either way, I just want to get back to my home and get away from here, but I must implore that you escort me back to town. We should just leave this place. I don't think I've searched high and low in this place, and I don't think there's any alchemist gold here. I think it's just some doohickey story.
Hank, go fetch the French clothes. Go on, boy.
Yeah, he would run round and bring back the clothes.
Oh, why, thank you, doggy. Ned Snakeshaft is in your favor once again.
All right. Now, we're going to walk around the house a bit more. It's up to you what you're doing.
I insist we should get out of here. I think there's no chance of any rewards or gold in here, and I think there's awful ghosty goose.
Well, Ned, you're wrong. We actually found some money downstairs.
Well, I doubt it was worth, maybe that's the alchemist gold then. Maybe you found it. We should just get on out of here ASAP.
You can go sit outside.
I don't want to be left alone. I don't want to get smacked over the back of the head and get 2 lumps of the price of 1.
Well, then you're coming with us.
Go put your back to one of the trees. That'll be good enough.
I mean, how about we just, we could all head back to town, have a nice drink down the old Krusty Inn, or it'd be much nicer than exploring this place.
Oh, man, this guy talks a lot.
I could tell you all kinds of stories about my times in Broken Bank and all the explorations that old Ned Snakeshaft has had here.
Well, maybe later. I'll go into the next room.
All right, but I'm not sitting out there on my own, and I don't trust myself to make this journey back on my own. I might suffer some kind of concussion on the way back. My back of my head is I feel myself getting dizzy as I speak.
I'm just waiting for Hank to just hit it.
All right, mate. Maybe you stand at the back before you get another gag.
All right, I don't want to annoy anyone. I'll step farther back. I'll say next to Miss. What was your name, Miss?
Amanda.
Miss Amanda here. Now, do you know anything about oddities of any sorts of a occult nature?
Yeah, my brother's in the Claret Order, and he's insane, so...
Your brother's in the Claret Order? Well, perhaps you could introduce me. I've always wanted to get some of their hemocraftic artifacts to place in my museum.
No, you can ask him once he kills me.
Well, I suppose I could if I stick around that long, but old Ned Snakeshaft gets shaky boots, if you know what I mean.
Alvin's just going to start actively ignoring it.
All right, Hank, my precious good boy. You stand next to that guy. If he starts talking too much, you give him a bit old nip, yeah?
Yep, he's gonna move back. He's gonna keep near him for certain. He understands that instruction. What's Red doing in this time? Or is she just checked out completely?
Red's just been watching to see how these two dealt with an irritating person. And she's gathered some information.
Yes,
She still doesn't know whether she trusts them.
whereabouts are you
Yeah.
heading now?
Within the store?
Yeah, if you were to slam open this door, inside you would see that this room appears to be like another dirty, decaying bedroom without furniture. Even viewed from the doorway, it's evident the floor in here does not look safe, at least on these sagging, sort of darkened part of the room. Some of the floorboards are also missing, and others are like partially dislodged.
Oh, Elfin, you got a job in that one. Sagging floors and all the things.
Seems like I've taken on more than I hoped.
Do an investigation check, Alfwin or Tank, quickly, as you looked into the room.
I mean, it was only a brief look, but I'll do one.
Yeah, no, I'm just
She's
saying.
just seeing if there's anything worth trying to go over the floor for, because she's light.
Tank and Alfwin, you get the impression that Tank would definitely fall through if he stepped in here, but Alfwin, you're almost sure that you're not heavy enough to go through here if you did want to search it. You can't really see anything from here, no, but maybe if you were to go further into the room, you might be able to see stuff.
I'll give it a little look. I think I'm light enough.
But she's going to, like, crawl, spreading her weight out a bit.
Yeah, and as you get into the room, with your investigation check from before, now it becomes more obvious as you're looking more carefully at the floorboards up ahead. You do notice that there is like a particular path that seems to have like tracks on it that you didn't notice before. They do look kind of like slightly muddy-ish boots, maybe.
It looks like someone's been in here recently.
Is it ghost tracks?
I don't think so.
She's going to follow where they go.
Yeah, they go here like that.
Yeah, she'll follow that to there then. See if there's anything around this area.
Do another investigation check for me.
Yes.
I say with advantage, actually, just because you are done quite well on the searches so far. 17, okay. As you get closer to the window, you do notice, as you're carefully investigating this area, that on the window there's like a thick layer of dust. However, in the window itself, there looks like to be an imprint that do a quick. God, I need Pathfinder for like knowledge checks. The skills so
If she blew on it with hot air, would it work anything out? Is it like condensation?
No, it's more like just a build up of dust. But I'm just more thinking of just do a wisdom check for me.
Uh-huh.
Or an insight if you're proficient.
Insight +4 to that. No, +2, 7.
7. Not great. Yeah, you just see this indentation in the dust as if something was placed in the dust area and there's like dust built up around it, but you don't know what it is.
On the window?
Yes, on the windowsill. On the windowsill, sorry, not on the window, it's on the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the window.
So it looks like something's been placed there.
Yes, it does.
What shape is it?
Sort of round.
Yeah, don't know what she thinks of that. She's gonna go back.
Looks like there was some object in there on the windowsill, a round one, but I don't know why that would be interesting.
Like a cup or a bottle on the window seal?
I guess it would be that, right, Natalie? Something like that.
Maybe. It's a bit bigger than that.
Size.
I'd say bigger than a cup. Probably like at least double the size of a cup.
More like a plate size.
Maybe a bit
Small
smaller than a
plate.
bit. Yeah, like a small plate. Small plate is good.
Like a tea plate.
Yeah, tea plate. With Alfwin telling that Red, feel free to do an insight check as well. DC's a bit higher now because you're not seeing it yourself. 14 is exactly what you needed. You get the impression that, based on her description, that it sounds similar to the size of maybe... I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to give you clues and you can take what you want from it yourself. But you think to the fact that people have heard of flashing lights coming from the top windows. That's all you think.
Someone put a lantern in the window, maybe?
Yeah.
That would make sense. Maybe they're trying to... Maybe someone's working from my house and they're trying to convince people there's ghosts here so people stay away.
Or they were signaling someone they're in cahoots with outside.
Even better idea.
Oh, signaling the ghosts, probably.
That's awfully sneaky of someone, but I have heard ghosts myself, I swear.
Heard ghosts? What did you hear?
I heard all kind of whistling and screaming and awful sounds. And Ned Snakeshaft, he never lies.
But could that just be someone in the basement?
No, it's definitely a ghost. I heard it myself. And then what whacked me on the head? Nothing sneaks up an old Ned Snakeshaft.
I like this guy. You gotta keep him.
He's gonna get killed eventually.
Well, maybe we should check these other rooms. Maybe they got some more signaling ghosty things. Is this a room or am I just being stupid?
Yes, it is a room. If you open the door, I'll tell you what you see inside. And inside you would see that it looks like a bedroom that once a bedroom but has no furniture. But rubbish is scattered everywhere and webs cover the walls and ceiling. From the doorway you see a glint of light in the fireplace from a small, highly reflective object.
These floors don't look mouldy, do they?
No, they don't, I would say to you if they did.
Okay. Okay, go look out the window.
With
Would you not look to the fireplace that has the glint, like I described, or would you just ignore that?
No, he's gonna look at it. Just he's looking out the window first.
You look out
See
the
if he sees
window.
any ghosts.
No sign of ghosts.
Oh, well, they ain't summoned just yet. What's this thing?
Do a perception check, though.
Okay.
No, you don't notice anything.
And the thing on the sill?
So you looking at the glint is coming from inside the fireplace, and if you were to look, you pick through the kind of ash in there, and you see like this small crystal bauble. It's like flat bottom crystal orb. It's quite pleasant to look at and tactically satisfying to hold. Might be worth maybe 5 silver pieces, you reckon? But as you grab it, from the chimney once more, you start to hear scuttling. You did not notice more of these creatures. Bear with me.
Oh, they coming again!
More spiders.
Oh Lord, they're coming.
Begin pouring out of the
Oh my God.
chimney, which is like fireplaces like here. So we'll require everyone to roll initiative for me. And I think, because we're getting up in 4 hours, I'll probably end the session once you all rolled initiative. If that sounds good.
Yeah, it's good.
Quickly roll initiative for
What is this? What are they? Cockroaches?
They are. I'm using the swarm of insects stat, but they are spiders.
So many spiders.
This place isn't haunted at all.
No.
Haunted with bugs. So yeah, I will end the session there for today.
Nice.